Your benevolence! There seems to be an inconsistency in your interpretation. Inconsistency? Where? Minister Inga is far too relaxed for what was supposedly about to take place. When he heard the voice you claim is Dirk's, he didn't seem to be at least alarmed. He just kept looking at the picture of the founder. Ah! Maybe I have to look. Okay, maybe I have to recheck. But it maybe I needed to the contradiction was the what he was saying and not what he was saying. That's strange, right? He was waiting for Dirk to arrive with the Founder's Orb, but when he heard that voice, he didn't even turn to look. Don't you think he would have been worried about being attacked from behind? Then whose voice was it? Oh, it was likely someone whose presence wouldn't have alarmed him. Someone like a friend.
Objection!
But there was no third party at the scene of the crime. Therefore, the voice can only have belonged to Dirk. The voice of a third party who wasn't there in the tomb. Apollo, don't we have something that could reveal the owner of the mystery voice? You know, I think we do. Something that Inga had while he was waiting for Dirk. With it, we just have been able to figure out whose voice it was. I believe we can identify the male voice Minister Inga heard with this. Raspberry's freaking out like she sees something again. Oh, okay, it's happening again. We can identify the male voice, Minister Inga. Uh-oh. Mom is eating Brenda's Cheetos. Okay, so your mom is at home. You don't eat Cheetos? You had some earlier. Alright. Oh boy. So we're trying to disprove that it didn't belong to Dirk. Okay. The owner of the mystery voice. Okay. I have no idea. Where are they going on with this?
Take that!
The crime photo? Like, that's my father's! Well, I know this must be hard for you, but could you please look at this photo? There's something here that can point us toward the identity of the voice. Oh, the cell phone! Ah, I forgot. The guy was on his cell phone while talking. Okay, this is the real source of the man's voice, the cell phone. I didn't pay attention to that.
Take that!
Okay, a cell phone? Right, I believe that the voice the minister heard. was of a call on his cell phone. I see. Well, that certainly makes sense. What is your eminence view on the matter? I can see the possibility. Then it seems I must refine my vision. He was on the phone and then he got stabbed. Subordinate's voice. It appears that the voice belonged to one of my father's subordinates. Why do you suppose he was talking to one of them then? Well, my father had members of the secret police positioned throughout the palace. They were supposed to contact him as soon as they saw Dirk and the rest of you. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Your benevolence, I believe you have an insight to revise. No, Barbhead! Don't presume to tell me how to do my duty. Insight revise. Around 3 p.m. Okay. My father took a call from a subordinate at the palace. Father tried to shoot this attacker, but he missed and the attacker let out a laugh. So the voice was coming from the phone. That's good to know. But there might have been other sounds coming from the phone. Sound that could be clues. Let's take another look at Rafa's insight and really focus on the very sensation. Oh! The laughter could have come from the cell phone as well. Okay, I think I'm getting the hang of it now. Okay.
Objection!
No? This one is hard. Please do tell. Okay, yeah. So here I'm gonna save. I'm gonna own to my okay. He was walking, and then there was a phone call. Subordinate's voice. Lions roar, dogs bark. Where does that come from? Lions roar, dogs bark.
Objection!
I hate to break it to you, your benevolence, but you misinterpreted something again. What do you mean? Again? Smooth move, Apollo. I think you just hurt her feelings. She may put on a brave face, but she feels more than she lets on. Let me rephrase that, your benevolence. Your interpretation of your father's phone call to this subordinate at the palace is inconsistent with his final memory. What do you mean by that? A lion's roar could be heard over the phone. Don't you find that strange? You claim the call was with someone at the palace. But let me ask you, do you keep lions there? No. The only animals at the palace are little birdies and my pet frog. Wait, that giant one in front of the minister's house is her pet? Besides, there aren't any lions in Kharian. We don't even have any zoos. A rather sad state of affairs, I'm afraid. Well, I remember hearing a sound like that. The lion's roar coming from the phone is actually from something hanging out in the jungle, the bazaar, or temple. The bazaar. The bazaar, because it's the warbird cry. The warbad. Isn't that the cry of the warband over in the bazaar? Ah! Your benevolence, do you think you can clarify the voice for me? Very well. I will now attempt to further refine my vision. So the subordinate voice was a warbat's cry, and then there's a dog bark. So whoever's on the phone was with Shadow. What's this? Just as I suspected, it was the call of a warbad. That means the subordinate Mr. Inga was talking to was in the bazaar and not the palace. But why is it important where the call came from? What significance could it have? Well, she's right. Is it important from where the call was made from? Yes. Yeah, it's actually very important. Knowing that the person on the other end was at the bazaar means that the loud explosion might not have been the sound of a gunshot. But I can think of no other item that makes such a noise in the area. Go ahead, Apollo. Tell her. Tell Rafa the real source of that sound. The firecracker. Will do. Well, Hornhead, I'm waiting. What was the true source of that explosive sound? Okay, Albie's statement.
Take that!
What is that? Well, it's Albie's guide statement. In it, he claims that that's airball threw a firecracker at him while he was at the bazaar. Then he was talking with Dats on the phone. Yes, the sound heard over the phone was a firecracker exploding. Ah!
Objection!
And yet, a bullet was found at the scene of the crime. A bullet fired from Mr. Inga's gun. How do you explain that? Well, we don't know whether it was fired during the course of the crime, right? Or do you have evidence that proves when the pistol was discharged? Huh. No, I have none. Wait a second. If that loud bang was a firecracker, then could that laugh at the end have been that? No, it can't be. Oh, it can. And it is. The laugh came from none other than the Joker who got a kick out of startling Albie with his dragon snot snaps. The happy-go-lucky That's Airball. What? Someone should really put a leash on that guy. I shudder to think how one man can be the cause of so much trouble. Hey there, AJPW, y'all can tech me later. No one asked for your commentary, Mr. Hairball. Your benevolence, do you need to revise your insight? It would appear so. Insight revise. Around 3 p.m., my water was waiting. My father took a call. My father could call from a subordinate at the bazaar. The true source of that loud bang was the firecracker. That's true. And that final laugh belonged to none other than Dats himself. Well, this changes everything. Let's go over the details of Rafa's insights again. Okay. I think I've got this down now. Time to find another inconsistency. Around 3 p.m., my father was waiting in the tunnel to make hostage exchange. He was drinking grape juice while gazing upon the picture of the Holy Mother. My father took a call from a subordinate at the bazaar. The next moment, he was stabbed in the back and collapsed. The true source of that loud bang was a firecracker. That's true. And that final laugh belonged to none other than Dats himself. Subordinates laugh, warbat cry, dogs bark. Pain. He fell on the floor, footsteps. There's Dirk without his face. Looks down on him. Tried to shoot him. Firecracker. Explosion. Laughter. So I have a feeling that he wasn't. I have a feeling that the subordinate was that Cerebral himself. I'm gonna save here if it works. I'm gonna make 2 saves. And
Objection!
no. Okay, now it works. Okay, I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna try that statement with subordinate's voice.
Objection!
No? I have no idea. Let's go use story mode. Warbats cry, dogs bark, pain, fell on the floor, footsteps. Explosion.
Objection!
The explosion? Whoa, I was still on story mode, sorry. So, just to be sure. So the first statement, at 3 a.m. my father, it's the sound. At 3 a.m. my father... Your benevolence, there's a glaring problem with this insight. There is? You stated that the murder happened at around 3 p.m. Oh, I see. I see. It's still back to Albie's statement. The firecracker incident after happened at 2, not at 3. Which is right around the time my client arrived on the scene. However, now that we know that the source of the loud bang is, your insight conflicts with a certain piece of evidence. I suppose I have to ask the obvious here. What evidence conflicts with the claim that the murder occurred at 3? The firecracker happened at 2.
Take that!
Okay. I'll be our guy's statement again? Well, yes, because to summarize what he said, at around 2 p.m., Shadow was surprised by a firecracker and ran into the palace courtyard. Around 2 p.m. That's right, 2 p.m. Not 3 p.m. Ah! Are you suggesting? Oh, her eye is twitching. She's angry. I think you know where I'm going with this. That slap, the cry of the warbad, and the bang of the firecracker were all heard right before Minister Inga's death. Thanks to Albie's statement, we can put a definite timestamp on all of these sounds. Therefore, what this vision shows is that it's extremely likely that the deceased's final moments were at 2 rather than 3 as we had originally thought. Dare I ask? It means the murder took place a full hour before Dirk entered the tomb. Polkunka! How can this be? Her nails are planted on the stand. If she moves her hand any further, I believe she's gonna break all 5 nails. Are you saying that I, the very personification of the law, have been mistaken? Yeah, she just broke them. They were fake nails anyway, so they were just removed. She has regular nails, of course. Heh, now you see why justice will always prevail. Peace! Peace, I say! Now then, defense! I must remind you that the figure of the accused was clearly shown in the vision. How do you explain that? I wouldn't say it was clearly shown. After all, the figure didn't actually have a face. Ah, you're absolutely right. Without a face, we can't be certain of who it was. Furthermore, need I remind you that if the vision is from 2 p.m., Dirk was still with me and Mr. Wright, which means his faceless figure couldn't possibly be him. So then, what are we to make of this 1 hour difference? Wait, 2 o'clock? That's when... My mother was performing the rite of channeling! Now you talk! Exclamation mark. The palace guard have all been reassigned to guard the channeling chamber for the rite. Don't tell me! The royal residence? It would have been virtually unguarded! Which means the real killer could have easily slipped unseen into Amara's tomb. The fans! Are you saying that this is someone disguised as the accused? That's exactly what I believe, Your Majesty.
Objection!
Preposterous! This guise cannot deceive the memories of the dead. That the face did not appear this time is mere happenstance. Had it appeared, subterfuge would have been as clear as day. He's got a point there. Anyone who knows about the divination seance would have tried to hide their face. Nevertheless, our killer openly appeared before Inga. The question is, why? Apollo. Maybe the killer could afford to be so bold. Because they knew their face wouldn't show up in the seance vision. What? It's possible that the killer dared to dress in Dirk's clothes and stand square in front of Inga. Precisely because they knew they could get away with it. But how could anyone be so sure of something like that? A long time ago, I heard of a cognitive disorder. It impairs a person's ability to distinguish between different faces. What if Inga had it? Then are you saying that this is literally how Inga saw the world? Yes. We can't normally see through the eyes of others, but in this case, we can. And if he had that disorder, I imagine this is how faces appear to him in life. Okay, let's say that the killer knew that Inga had such a disorder. They could definitely use it to pin the crime on Dirk. But if you're wondering about how to prove that Inga had it, you already have what you need. Yeah, I know that. Really? Well, defense, do you have anything to show to this court? Yes, I believe so. Frankly, I have no idea what Mr. Wright means, but I'll look the evidence over again. What explains why the face of Mr. Inga's killer is absent in the seance vision? The notepad.
Take that!
A notepad? Yes, it was found in Minister Zinga's room, and it holds the answer we're looking for. As you can see, it's filled with details notes on various individuals. What kind of clothes they wear, hairstyle, other discerning physical characteristics. And this is connected to the faceless nature of the killer. How? The vision we saw was exactly what Mr. Inga saw with his own eyes. It is he who saw his killer as a person without a face. In fact, this is how he normally saw everyone around him. What's this? I believe Mr. Inga had a disorder that prevented him from recognizing faces. It would explain the faceless being. And why you need a notepad full of people's physical characteristics. Now that I think about it, my father was always terrible at remembering people. By simply changing my hairstyle, he would fail to recognize even me. Your Eminence, you knew that your husband had such a disorder, didn't you? He never wished for it to become public knowledge. But I suppose there is no use in keeping quiet about it. It is as you say. My late husband has a special disorder that hinders his ability to recognize faces. The medical term is prosopagnosia. Yes, I forgot about it. This is one of those words I promised myself to remember and I forgot. Prosopagnosia. So Mr. Wright was right. The memories of those afflicted with such disorders in life do appear strange at times. There is precedent for this. So the killer likely knew about the disorder and used it to their advantage. Right, so there's someone who is both knowledgeable about the divination seance and aware of Inga's affliction. Your Eminence? Who knew about your husband's condition? A small number of servants who tended to his needs, and me. Surely you're not about to insinuate that I committed a crime? Oh no, Your Eminence. Still, could she have done it? Garan has an alibi, remember? Right. She was conducting the rite of channeling at 2 p.m. In that case, Your Eminence, does Nena know about Minister Inga's disorder? Of course she does. She's our head servant. So, as head servant, she knew about Minister Inga's condition. And as the princess' personal attendant, she's familiar with the divination seance. If these two facts together don't make her a possible suspect, I don't know what would.
Objection!
You witless lawyer! How quick you are to forget the facts! Facts like... When Inga was last seen alive, you claim he was slain at 2, yet that is impossible. For Rafa saw him at 2:30. Yeah, we did completely forget about that. So this is why that never could have crossed my mind, because I didn't forget about that. No, there must be some mistake. So you see, the murder could have only happened at 3. The hour Dirk entered the tomb, there is no other answer to this puzzle. Why don't we ever get to make up answers like Garan make up laws? Guess it's back to square one. Where did we go wrong? I don't think we're the problem. We just seem to be short one piece of the puzzle. Our deduction so far explains everything to a T. Everything except for Inga's sighting at 2:30. I see, and without that final puzzle piece, all our deductions fall apart. Polo, if Inga's sightings is the only anomaly, we'll just have to find a way to make it fit into the bigger picture. Okay, it's time to think outside the box then, right? Let's see. It would be impossible to see Inga walking around after he'd been killed, but what if there was a way to make people think he was alive even though he was dead? Like a way to make people witness the living dead. Sounds like some kind of TV show. The Walking Dead. Things like that don't happen in real life. Apollo, did you just... I did! I figured it out. I know how to make people witness the living dead. Your Majesty, our deduction weren't wrong after all. Despite Minister Inga being murdered at 2 p.m., he was seen heading into the tomb at 2:30, and I'll tell you how. I certainly hope you will, because I have no idea what you're talking about. The Minister Inga her never saw was in fact someone disguised as him, someone channeling him, or a ghost, or a clone. Oh shit, what if he was channeled? It was the deceased being channeled. It's the only way a man who was already dead could have been seen by her benevolence. Channeled, you say? That's right, and there are only 2 people capable of spirit channeling here in Khura'in. Her Eminence, the Queen Garan, and Maya Fey. It's possible that one of them was channeling the minister. It would seem that you are ever bent on making me party to this crime. Prosecutor, what was I doing at 2:30, the time at which my husband was seen? Eminence, I believe you had completed a channeling rite and were having tea with the king of the neighboring realm. There would have been many attendants there too. Now you tell us to keep up with her schedule. What doesn't she make him do? Then that leaves only Maya. Fuck! Yeah, it does. Maybe someone was forcing her to use her power towards nefarious ends. The real killer could have been threatening her. That cannot be! So then, Inga screamed. That was probably from when he woke up from being called back to his world. After all, that's when the flow of time would have picked back up for him after he died. So Minister Inga probably leapt to his feet, thinking he just had a nightmare. Then, realizing it was almost time for the hostage exchange, he raced off to Amara's tube, not even realizing he was already dead. Dead? Her benevolence really did see a dead man running. Using the sacred power of spirit channeling to commit a crime? How can this be? The defense calls Miss Maya Fey to the stand. Well, Your Eminence, will you allow a new witness? It matters not. Either way, this lawyer shall soon know the truth. He will know just how much of an imbecile he is in the face of my infallible arguments. Insult me all you want, witch, but you'll be eating those words when I expose the truth. Very well, let us adjourn until the next witness is ready. To be continued. Do you want to save? Yes, I do want to save. But I will not be streaming as long as always, since I need to work tomorrow. And wait, this I can publish, this I can delete. Just gonna rename them after that. Okay. Continue on to the next chapter, yes. Maya 19, High Court of Karain. Accused lobby. Talk about some really close shaves. Well, you can't get a close shaved and headsman's brand blaze, that's for sure. The trial's not even over yet and I'm already exhausted. Still, you were able to fight back the queen herself in there. Well, maybe with Miss Faye's help, I won't have to keep on playing her game much longer. Speaking of which, I guess it's a little late to be asking, but do you think she is well enough to testify, Mr. Wright? She slept all day yesterday out of exhaustion, apparently, but that's all it was, so she should be okay. Barbed head? Horn head? Oh, hello, Your Benevolence. Princess Rafa, you were really impressive in there.
I am the royal priestess Rafa Padma Kurain. And I am prepared to face my father's death.
Despite your mother's opposition, you stood your ground. And in doing so, you fulfilled your duty as a royal priestess. Rafa ... It was all thanks to you and your friends. Your belief in me gave me the courage to follow my path. So, you have my gratitude. Oh, don't mention it. I know, I shall thank you with a gift. What would you like? A cow? A horse? Or perhaps I shall reward your effort with a royal shoulder massage. Oh, that's okay, Your Benevolence. Your gratitude is more than enough. Thanks. But I thought you Americans liked massages. My techniques were highly praised by my father, I'll have you know. Hey, you, lawyers. Where's the accused? Dirk? That's a good question. That's his whistling like he's not being guilty of anything. Oh, I blew it big time, AJ. That's... Shut up, you! What's going on? This scoundrel tried to escape with the accused. What? We were able to nab him, but the accused is nowhere to be found. Where are you hiding him, you miscreant? I keep telling you, I got no idea where he went. I mean, yeah, we booked it together, but I lost track of him after that. So Dirk's on the lam now? Probably, but who knows? He vanished in the blink of an eye. Vanished? You wanna know something, AJ? Dirk said to me, I can't put Amara in danger. I have to set her free before it's too late. What? Don't tell me he's gone to rescue her. Ah, but that's what I'm telling you. It's why I helped him escape in the first place. That's... Do you realize what you've done? Well, what's done is done. Still, why did he choose to rescue her now? Maybe he didn't want to die with any regrets or something. You know, just in case he ended up on the chopping block. Why, Dirk? I thought you believed in me. Ah, don't be like that, AJ. He'll be back as soon as he frees Amara. You'll see. That's not the point, that's... Listen, lawyer. You let us know immediately if the accused contacts you. The trial will now resume. See that you're ready. Wait, the trial's still on? Even without the defendant? Those were Her Eminence's orders, so you will return to the courtroom at once. Let's go, Apollo. All we can do is see where the next testimony leads. May 19, High Court of Corrine. Now then, let us resume the trial at hand. Your Majesty, my client seems to have gone missing. What do you think, Your Eminence? Should we proceed without the accused? Why not? My royal guard is searching for him as we speak. They shall find him soon enough, for they would not dare to keep me waiting. Yes, but what about the law governing court proceedings? Then I shall simply revise it. She wrote with her nail. As ruling sovereign of Corrine, I proclaim the following. Should the accused be an enemy of this crown, they may be tried in absentia. Well, in that case, I guess there's no problem with proceeding. Apollo ... he's sweating. Will the witness, Miss Maya Fey, please approach the stand? Sorry to summon you like this, Maya.
Getting dragged out of bed and into court is not exactly a fun wake-up call, Nick.
I'm sorry, Miss Fey. It was my idea.
And you are...
They never met. Oh, right. I'm Apollo Justice. It's nice to finally meet you.
Oh, so you're Apollo. Nick's told me all about you. You're the new guy with the loud voice and a bit of an unreliable streak, right?
Unreliable? Well, that was 2 years ago. You've come a long way since.
So why was I called here anyway? Am I under arrest again?
I guess no one filled her in. Well, she has been asleep this entire time. Miss Fey, this is a trial for Dirk Salmati, and you're here as a witness.
What? Dirk's been arrested? But...
That's not exactly the reaction I was expecting, but... Miss Fey, you're suspected of playing a part in the murder of Justice Minister Inga.
What?
Someone allegedly forced you to channel the minister to obfuscate the time of his murder. At least, that is what the defense claims.
Wait, what? How could you, Apollo? How did you even reach that conclusion? Pout!
I'm sorry, it's the only way this whole case makes any sense. Your understandable anger at the defense aside, will you testify, Miss Fey?
Yes, Your Majesty.
Alright, what really happened? She who was kidnapped. Channeling the minister.
I don't have any idea what's going on, but I know I didn't channel Minister Inga. I didn't even have the chance to do something like that.
Yeah, she needs a face and a name. Like, if she ever met the guy, maybe she did, maybe she didn't.
Besides, I never go quietly with some criminal's plan. Though I guess there are some things I would go quietly along with.
Ah, my God, her testimony is worthless. It seems the witness doesn't believe she has ever channeled Justice Minister Inga. And if her words prove to be true, defense, your entire argument becomes moot. You do understand that, don't you? Yes, of course. It doesn't seem like Miss Faye is lying. Apollo, Maya was being awfully secretive about something just now. Then I guess I better dig a bit and try to get her to open to me first. Okay.
I don't have any idea what's going on.
Hold it!
You've been asleep ever since you were rescued from the tomb, correct?
I was exhausted after being held captive for so long.
That must have been terrible. Maya, Minister Inga didn't do anything to you, did he?
Oh no, it wasn't like that. On the contrary, I asked him for all sorts of things.
Like what?
Like, I'm really craving burgers! And I will die if I missed an episode of The Plume Punisher! Acting like a brat netted me a TV! And even a few burgers from someplace!
They have burgers in Karine?
Oh, you have no idea! He was surprisingly nice to me!
Are you sure we're talking about the same guy here? He may have loomed large, but he was unexpectedly easy to push around.
Even though he's the one who was responsible for pushing those execution papers through.
Oh, that? Approving execution was simply his preferred method of stress relief. With a wife like her, he was probably really pushing them through out of fear. I'm beginning to see why he wanted to stage a coup.
In any case, my time in captivity wasn't so bad, but of all the things that happened... I know I didn't channel Minister Inga!
Hold it!
Are you sure about that? Maybe you just don't remember channeling him.
Don't remember? I may be 28, but I'm not senile, you know?
Something's not right here. Miss Faye, you were confined to Mara's tomb the whole time. Is that correct?
Yes, but I wasn't conscious the whole time.
Okay, then let me ask you something. Did you ever see Nana in the tomb, dressed as Dirk?
Is this some kind of joke? I think I would remember if I saw something as crazy as that.
Plus, I doubt anyone would carry out a crime like that right in front of a potential witness. I hate it when he's right.
I didn't even have the chance to... I didn't have the chance to do something like that.
Hold it!
You didn't have a chance to channel him? Does channeling someone takes a long time?
Not really. Once you get the hang of it, it's pretty much instantaneous. But I was all tied up, literally. So there was no way for me to make the channeling's mudra with my hands to do it, you know?
Oh, she needs to make a mudra. Okay. Mudra is a hand sign. Like Sanmari does it to constrict his rosary around us when he wants to hurt us. Or the way we would like to say it, exorcise the wicked from our putrid souls. Right. I guess you really didn't channel Inga then. Maya, when mediums are done with a session, they can send the spirit back to the other world themselves, right?
Sure, unless they're still in training. Amateurs can get possessed by spirits sometimes. But full-fledged medium can stay in total control for a session. And they can send the deceived spirit away anytime they want.
So I take it you can do that too, Miss Faye?
Of course! It's a cinch for the new and improved Mystic Maya Faye, a spirit medium!
That's strange. You seem like the same old childish Maya to me.
I'll show you, childish Nick! Besides, I would never go quietly along with some criminal's plan.
Hold it!
So you wouldn't channel spirits for unseemly purposes?
Of course not! Spirit channeling is my bread and butter! And I take a lot of pride in my work. It's like, would you use your legal skill to commit a crime, Apollo?
How should I put it? That don't work like that. Until finger pointing and objecting become deadly, I don't see how they can be used.
Wow, you're regular Mr. Smarty Pants! You're just like Nick! Always at the ready with some sarcastic comeback.
I think I'll save my many objections for after the trial. Yes, please.
Anyway, I would never go along with something like murder. Oh, I guess there's some things I would go quietly along with.
Hold it!
It sounds to me like you're trying to hide something, Miss Faye.
Didn't anyone teach you about respecting boundaries, Apollo? It's really rude to pry into a person's private affairs.
Sorry, I didn't realize, Wait, we're in the court of law!
Yeah, I know.
Then what was all about me being rude? I'm just doing my job! Exclamation mark. So please, just tell me, what exactly are you hiding?
Sorry, but I promised Dirk I wouldn't say.
You made a promise to Dirk?
Pretty big one.
I think this is about all you're going to get out of her. Yeah. Enough! The witness is denying that she channeled any spirit. Further questioning is pointless. It appears your little fiction has been soundly exposed for what it is.
You should listen to her, Apollo. I don't even know why you suspected me in the first place. I mean, you don't have any evidence of me channeling Minister Inga, do you?
Evidence, huh?
There's no point even thinking about it, really. I don't use anything special to channel spirits, so there wouldn't be anything left behind.
That's true. Just like when she channeled the high priest, all Maya needs is her own body. If the defense has no evidence to offer, I will have to end this cross-examination. What now? Even if she doesn't use any special items to do the channeling itself, you would think there would be something to complete the deception. Is there any proof that Justice Minister Ingo was channeled? Only eyewitness, but... Ugh. This is Dirk's blood. I'm gonna save and I'm gonna say that there isn't. Cause I'm fucked. Nope, I don't see how there could be, Your Majesty.
I see you still got a long way to go, Apollo.
Excuse me?
If it were Nick, he would have tried to bluff his way through that one.
But I'm not Mr. Wright. I would like to retract my previous statement. And as to whether there is any proof that Minister Inga was channeled. You bet there is.
Really?
Well now! You're bluffing, I take it. I'll be fine. If we're right, then there must be some sort of proof to back us up. Time to do some serious thinking, Apollo Justice. Okay, we know that when Rafa saw her father, he wasn't dressed like Miss Faye, right? Right, because if he was, Rafa would have immediately known he was being channeled. So that means he was dressed in his usual suit when Rafa saw him. Aha, good thinking, Apollo. This might be the perfect angle to attack from. Alright, let's have an answer from the defense. What proof do you have that Miss Maya Faye channeled Mr. Genesis Inga? He was dressed with the minister's clothes, and then he burned everything in the incense burner, and only the button was left.
Take that!
Is that a gemstone? We found this among the ashes of one of the tomb's incense burner. Does this gemstones ring any bells, Your Eminence? What? What was that doing in the tomb? Ah, so you do recognize it, but then, as his wife, how could you not recognize this gemstone button from your husband's jacket?
I don't get what you're going with this.
Channeling Minister Inga alone wouldn't be enough to fool someone like Princess Rafa, especially if he were wearing your clothes. So you would have to change into the minister's clothes before channeling him.
Ah.
Miss Faye, you used the minister's clothes as cover while going from his room to the tomb, where you burned them once you no longer needed them.
What?
Uh-oh. She seems generally surprised by that, Apollo.
Objection!
Miss Faye?
Yes?
Do you know my husband's name?
It was, Inga Karkul Karain, right?
That is correct, in part. But there's more. Much more. Inga Kakul, Hakhod, Disnam, Biani, Karain. Oh, wait. Inga Kakul, Hakhod, Disnam, Biani, Laga, Ormo, Pompus, Danit, Ardi Itz, Karain III. Wow. Inga Karkul, called this name Biani, Laga, Ormo, Pompus, that. There's probably a pawn in there, but I don't see it. Inga Karkula called this nam Biani Laga Ormo Pompus da Nit Ardiz Karain III. That is his true name! Could it be any longer? Due to its length, only a portion of it was ever made public. Oh, okay, so only someone who knows his real name could channel it. So the Queen's statement is like, since Maya never know Inga's full name, you could never have channeled him. So, Miss Faye, did you know his true name?
No, I mean, how could I?
Precisely. Yet a medium must know both the face and true name of the one he seeks to channel. Ah. So then, Miss Faye couldn't have channeled Minister Inga.
That's what I've been saying this whole time! Why would I want to randomly channel some old guy I don't even know? And then, like, thanks to that last trial.
I can't believe this. Apollo, I really don't think Maya's lying. However, your line of reasoning still seems credible to me. So, yeah, we have to prove that Garan channeled her own husband and then burned the clothes and then dressed as Dirk and then killed her own husband to pin this on Dirk so she could rule. And her motive would be the coup. Because Inga was probably in contacts. No. That would be weird. That would be weird if that Cerbal was actually one of Inga's secret agents. I agree, but there's something tripping us up in the details. Maybe we're working off on some wrong assumption again.
Apollo, I was thinking,
Yes?
since I didn't channel Minister Inga, is it possible that someone else did?
Someone else? But who else could it have been?
I haven't thought that far yet.
Such chatter is without merit. Let's move on, shall we? I don't care what Garan says. I'm going to figure this out. If it wasn't Miss Faye and the Queen has an alibi, then... Apollo, forget about who is capable of channeling spirit for a second. I should consider the circumstances around the channeling, right? Right. We know Rafa saw her father come running out of his private quarters. If he was being channeled at the time, who could it have been? It had to have been someone who was in Inga's private quarters. Well, I'm waiting defense, and you know how much I despise waiting. Yes, but there is someone else besides Miss Faye who could have channeled Minister Inga. So apparently, Nina could channel spirits. Or Amara, she was the previous queen, and since she was alive, you know, just saying, there's just one more person and they were in Inga's private quarters. That person is our only hope now. So the defense believed there was another. Let's have your very serious answer then. With pleasure. Okay, so the very serious answer is gonna cost me 3 lives if I get it wrong. Horn Devil! I'm gonna save because I'm not sure of myself. Who could have channeled Mr. Inga? Okay, so... yeah, it's Nina. And she also have the same diamond as on the... Nina is Amara, and she has the same diamond on the forehead as Amara.
Take that!
Nina? Your Eminence said it yourself. That's right. Nina never did go into the tomb that day. Instead, she entered my husband's private quarters. How'd you know? It's quite simple. Shoe prints were discovered in Inga's private quarters. Shoe prints that belonged to Nina. And then there's her benevolence's statement. She said that Nina disappeared right after she entered Minister Inga's private quarters. The room from which Minister Inga himself came running out of not long afterwards. You are not seriously suggesting It's the only thing that makes sense. Nena channels Minister Inga and left his private quarters thereafter. That's why no one has seen her since. And why only the minister's shoe prints were found outside his residence.
Oh, no way!
That's gotta be it. Nena must somehow channel the minister. Rabble, 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 rabble. All of the circumstantial evidence has fallen into place. You can't ignore it anymore. You can't claim Nena isn't connected to this case somehow. In light of this, the defense called Nena to the stand. Well, Your Eminence. Very well then, let us call Nena to testify. Yes, now we can finally crack this case wide open. Let us adjourn while the witness is summoned. There is no need. Nena is in the waiting lobby. What? Nena's here? I thought you'd gone missing. It seems she was feeling unwell and simply wished to rest undisturbed. But her concern for Rafa brought her here today. She took time off without Rafa's knowledge or her consent. I'm betting there's more to her disappearing act that meets the eyes, Apollo. So here we have the old lady holding on a cane. Yeah, Granny with a ribbon that tie her hairstyle, and she doesn't have her shawl. Miss Nena, do you understand why you have been summoned here today? Nena, ... Yes, of course. Her Eminence has informed me that this man here suspects I have committed a crime. So this is Nena. That's quite the hairdo. Though I will say, she puts some glasses and adjusts them. I suppose I'm not as old as I had thought. If this horn-headed nincompoop would take me for a criminal... Nincompoop? Isn't that Rafa's favorite insult? I guess Nena rubbed off on her with all the time they spent together. You there, young hornhead. Yes. She's rubbing her finger on the... She's rubbing her finger on the witness stands for dirt and then blow on the finger to see the dust blow away. And yeah, it's like, this hasn't been clean. Whew. You're accusing me of slaying Minister Inga and channeling his spirit, yes? What an active imagination you have. Young folks are so wonderfully open-minded. Thanks. Just take the compliment, Justice. Now then, will the witness please proceed with her testimony? This court wishes to know if you did or did not channel Minister Inga in his private chambers. Witness testimony. I'm no spirit medium, Sonny. I was feeling under the weather yesterday and decided to rest these weary bones. Besides which, a lowly servant such as I could not possibly be an honorable spirit medium. Only members of the royal family can learn the art of spirit channeling here in WRIGHT. After Queen Amara's passing, Her Eminence Queen Garan is the only spirit medium left. If you believe a medium to be the culprit, it would have to be that young lass, May Maya Fey. And there you have it. It seems we have summoned her for nothing. Only those of the royal bloodline have the power of spirit channeling. That a servant such as Nena could channel spirit is a most unamusing jest. On the surface, anyway. But our line of reasoning has led us to this end, and that Nena channeled Inga's spirits. Alright, the defense may now question the witness. I was feeling under the weather yesterday and decided to rest these weary bones.
Hold it!
Albie's dog stole your hat when you were in the courtyard yesterday afternoon. Was it after that you decided to take a rest? I had been feeling unwell all day and had pushed myself too hard. I kept feeling weak and dizzy, and that dirty mongrel only served to worsen my condition. Well, I sympathize with you, Nina. You took the whole day off without informing Princess Rafa. She was very worried about you, you know. How very kind of her benevolence. But she need not concern herself with the welfare of a mere servant such as I. Except to Rafa, Nina's not just a mere servant. To even think a mere commoner could channel spirits or slay a minister. What hogwash! Besides which, a lowly servant such as I could not possibly be an honorable spirit medium.
Hold it!
I hear you're the head servant, isn't that right? Are you suggesting that my position affords me the ability to channel spirits? Since you're the head servant to a family of channelers, I would say it's plausible. If you wanted to, it's not impossible for you to learn through exposure. I think not. For that goes against the very underpinnings of the Kingdom of Khura'in. To become a spirit medium requires a noble spirit and a rigorous training. But most importantly, one must be a direct descendant of the founder. It is not simply some hobby one can take up in the matter of knitting or gardening. So commoners could never become a medium no matter how hard they tried. That is common knowledge to all who are born and raised here, young hornhead. Only members of the royal family can learn the art of spirit channeling here in Khura'in.
Hold it!
Okay then, what if you actually have royal blood in your veins, Nina? Like a distant relative or something? I am from a line of humble fishermen all the way back to my grandfather's grandfather. I would never talk of royal. I have never heard talk of royal blood or noble ancestry. Apollo, if spirit channeling is a secret art passed down from mother to daughter, then even with a royal ancestor, it would be impossible to learn without the right training. It is as the Barb once says, it also must be mentioned that this secret art is only taught here in the Kingdom of Khura'in, in your country's Khura'in village. Why aren't things falling into place like I expected? I would ask the witness to continue her testimony. After Queen Zamara's passing, Her Eminence Queen Garon is the only spirit medium left.
Hold it!
Queen Amara was the victim of an assassination, right? Yes, oh, she was a beautiful, gentle soul. But she fell in love with a man of dubious origins and was murdered in a terrible blaze. Fate can be so cruel. Except she's actually still alive. Poor Nina's yet another follower unwittingly praying over an empty sarcophagus. Amara, the queen, has been locked away and her existence in this world erased. But the fact that she's still alive shackles Nayuta to Garon's will. Nayuta, the only reason you're still standing there by thy woman's side is because you're afraid of what would happen to Amara otherwise, right? We did not recount such ancient history. Let us continue with the witness testimony. If you believe me a medium to be the culprit, it would have to be that young lass Miss Maya.
Hold it!
Miss Faye was being held hostage. She was completely tied up and didn't even know Mr. Inga's true name, making it impossible for her to kill or channel him. Bah, I know nothing of that.
Objection!
Listen, you horned devil! Were you not just insisting that it was Maya Faye who channeled Mr. Inga? My, how quickly you change your tune! No, I'm just quick on my feet when new information presents itself. I'm also quick to force my biggest smile when these times Demand it. Like, when times like these, demand it. It's great that you are following my advice, Apollo, but try not to look so forced while you do, would you? Nina is right about one thing, though. Only one of the royal bloodline can spirit mediums in Khura'in. Common folks like us are out of luck. Yeah, I guess so. Still, I think I'll finally be close to connecting all the dots once I point out one very big thing out. Ugh. Okay, so where's the hidden contradiction? I'm gonna save here. I'm gonna present the attorney badge. No, not the attorney badge. The butterfly pendant. Let's see if it works.
Objection!
No. That statement contradicts with this piece of evidence. Huh, such items are unworthy of my eyes. Well, if Her Eminence says so, then I suppose there's no point in wasting time on it. Burn. Come on, don't I deserve at least a cursory glance? Oh. Maybe that was the wrong contradiction. The woman's photo.
Objection!
Ah, yes. It was the wrong statement, wrong piece of evidence. So, yeah. Okay. So, I presented what makes sense in terms of a direct contradiction. Except, I don't know how to make it make sense in the larger context of this case. Well, is the defense going to follow up its loud objection with a sound explanation? Oh, sorry. How do I put this? I believe there's a problem with Nina's testimony. Go on. She asserted that she could not possibly be a spirit medium because in Khura'in, only members of the royal family can learn how to channel spirits. I failed to see the problem in that statement, defense. Hold on, I'm getting to it, Your Majesty. Nina stated an absolute falsehood. Since we know that Amara is still alive, at the same time, circumstantial evidence points to Nina channeling Inga. After all, just after she entered his private quarters, Inga came running out of screaming, despite having been killed at 2 p.m. That would mean that Nina's channeled Inga, even though supposedly only those of the royal family are capable of doing so. Wait. Is this too late to ask for a refund on my trip down the rabbit hole? Apollo ... Mr. Wright! You may think I've lost my mind with this bluff, but if I can at least establish a possibility, I think I'll give us the break we need. Wait a sec. Are you going to propose what I think you are? Yes. It's a huge risk, but I think there's a chance I could prove it. Will the court please take a look at this photo? Garan exclamation mark. This photo's very existence, to say nothing of the person in it, contradicts the witness claim. that Queen Garan is the only remaining spirit medium in Khura'in. Horn Devil! You mustn't! Oh, but I must. Under these circumstances, the outcome of this trial depends on it. But you already knew that, didn't you, Your Eminence? ... And she's grinding her teeth with anger. Nails on the stand again. She's about to break them. Will the defense please explain who is shown in the photograph? The person in the photo is the previous queen, Amara Sigatar Khura'in. Contrary to popular belief, she was never assassinated. In fact, she's very much alive. What? But that's nonsense! Take a good look at the law book in the photo, Your Majesty. The mark of the dragon branded on it could only have been placed there after Queen Amara's supposed assassination. Queen Amara's still alive? Has the lawyer gone mad? Well, I personally find it hard to believe. I will allow the defense to continue. You may proceed, defense. Queen Amara's death was staged to keep her safe from her would-be killer. Yet, according to Dirk, she's actually being held captive somewhere. But the real truth is that Queen Amara is not being held in confinement. Rather, she walks freely among us. Here, in this very courtroom today. But how? Mudra? Do not be deceived, Your Majesty. The red pepper is skilled in weaving plausible lies. It is the cunning lawyerly art known as bluffing. But knowing this, there is no need to fear his forked tongue.
Objection!
That's where you're wrong, prosecutor, because you'll be quaking in your boots soon enough. Is that so? It's my turn now, Yuta, to wake you up to the truth being right before your eyes. Queen Amara is still very much alive, has been disguised herself as Nena.
Take that!
But that's... Eek. She dropped her staff. This is the simplest and cleanest explanation for everything we've covered so far. The person who killed Minister Inga, someone with intimate knowledge of the divination seance, the medium who channeled the minister in order to mask the real time of his death, condense these straight into one person and you get a spirit medium of royal blood. And that person is none other than you, Nena. Your true identity is the former Queen Amara and the killer we've been looking for all along. What?
Objection!
Have you finally lost your mind, Mr. Justice? What you say is beyond blasphemous, even into the depths of hell. Oh my, such frightening allegations. Big! Indeed! Absolutely ludicrous to boot. Her Eminence Queen Amara yet lives, and is actually Miss Nena here. You have truly gone off the deep end. You don't have to take my word for it. In fact, a certain someone can help me prove it. Your Eminence. If Queen Amara truly is dead, you should be able to channel her spirit right here, right now. Isn't that correct? You asshole. I can. Deny it no longer. Exclamation mark. The lawyer speaks the truth. Nena, the woman who stands here before us, is Amara, the former queen believed to have perished 23 years ago. Pa-pa-pa-pa-pa-pa-pa-ka-ka! Nena dot dot dot. Apollo dot dot dot. Finally! We finally got Inga's real killer on the stand. Nena! No! Amara Sigatar Karain! Please drop the act and tell us what really happened. Oh, she's doing the prayer pose. She's doing the channeling pose right now, even though she's confused and sweating beads. Alright, what's gonna happen? Oh, she's changing her face. Oh, dearie me, I guess I shouldn't have underestimated the power of youth. Well done, young hornhead! Exclamation mark. She removes her cloak, and the sleeves are getting longer. Nothing on the sleeve, nothing in the... She's gonna turn around, spin, she spins, and it makes a ball of cloth. She's gonna transform into, like, she makes a chrysalid. Woo! She made a chrysalid with her cloth, and then out of it come the young Queen Amara. She removed her costume, and she is gorgeous. Beautiful. With beautiful silver hair, her same diamond hair, her royal tattoos, her golden bangle, the Holy Mother symbol and brooch into her dress. She has a lotus as a barrette tied together with a blue ribbon. I was getting tired of masquerading as an old woman anyway. It has been far too long since I last greeted you, good people of Karain. And then her hand moves like the Buddha. It is I, Amara Sigatar Karain, your former queen. Queen Amara! Wah! Rosary broke on Nayuta. Ah! Mother! Gasp! And I thought Garan's makeover was extreme. Can it really be true? You're alive and well? It is true. I feel as I have been called back from the Twilight Realm. I fear I have caused all of you a great deal of distress. Oh, 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 oh. Amara! I'm sorry I was unable to keep your secret any longer. I hope you can forgive me. It is quite alright, Garan. I am safe now. For Dirk, that blackguard who threatened my life will be recaptured soon enough. I need not conceal my identity any longer. Queen Amara! What does this all mean? Were you not killed in that fire 23 years ago? I barely escaped that blaze with my life. But though I survive, I know that scoundrel would make further attempts on my life. She takes the Holy Mother brooch. Therefore, I staged my death and abdicated the throne to my dear younger sister, Garan. But the building of that great tomb and disguising yourself as a lowly servant, why would you do such a thing? Garan, I would have you explain. I wish for her to be close at hand. It was the only way I felt I could protect her. And it was the best way to hide her from the eyes of the public. After all, who could conceive of Amara lowering her station as to that of a servant? She's got that right. Even Dirk thought Amara was being held captive in some far-off place. He never even guessed she was living as a servant right in plain sight. I must say a life dedicated to the servitude of others is not the least bit disagreeable. It is a quiet, humble existence, far removed from the tedium of regal duties. Ah, but those days of peace have ended. And it's all because of you, Hornhead. Oh, you should consider yourself lucky if that's all that this ends with. If there is something you wish to say, then say it. It doesn't matter who you are. You won't escape the crime you committed. The defense moves to indict you as Justice Minister Inga's real killer. Exclamation mark. What's this? You would accuse Queen Amara of homicide? A grand priestess of Coriolism. You can't do that! She's virtually a goddess in the eyes of her people! If you commit the crime, you better be ready to do the time. Be you a priest, saint, queen, or god? I've never met such an egalitarian person in my life. Queen Amara, in your years disguised as Data, you would have learned about Minister Zinga's disorder. So you knew you could dress in Dirk's clothes to forge a convincing seance vision. Isn't that right? Oh. What a curious character you are. You would label me a murderer? Me, the one who the people regarded as the reincarnation of the Holy Mother herself? You may be a grand figure in Coriolism, but as a foreigner, you're just another suspect to me. ... It would appear your words are not in jest. Am I to suffer the sullying of my good name with accusation of murder most foul? ... Please, Queen Amara, forgive his impudence. The lawyers know not what he speaks. Amara ... Fear not, good magistrate, for this is the sacred hall of justice. Though I am a grand priestess on this stand, I am but a witness like any other. She extends her arms. I shall face his accusation with grace and benevolence. Your compassion overfloweth your mercifulness. Oh, young lawyer, in my benevolence, I must warn you that your assertion suffers from a tragic flaw. Huh? There's a flaw? Nayuta? Yes, your mercifulness. Who was present in the tomb when the murder was discovered? Dirk, San Mari, Maya Fey, and the victim, Minister Inga. I see. That is a fatal flaw indeed. It appears Queen Amara couldn't possibly have gone to the tomb as Minister Inga. What? Why not? Do not keep the defense waiting, Nayuta. Explain how wrong he truly is. Yes, your mercifulness. Scroll. Her benevolence, Princess Rifa saw Minister Inga enter the tomb around 2:30 p.m. Yet you, the defense, claimed the person she saw was the minister being channeled by Queen Amara. However, if her mercifulness had channeled him and moved to the tomb, then once she was done channeling, Queen Amara would have re-emerged and been left stuck in the tomb. Oh yeah. As she tried to exit before you all arrived. Princess Rafa, who has been looking down upon the courtyard, would have seen her. However, her benevolent son, nothing of the sort. In conclusion, Queen Amara could not have left the tomb without being observed. And yet, was she there in the tomb when the murder was discovered, defense? She could have been in the tomb and then hid until the coast was clear. No, she wasn't. Now do you see? Your flimsy claim has been uprooted like a sapling in a flood. Well, that was entertaining, Prosecutor Sanmari. Assume the prosecution of this case and clear your mother's good name. Your wish for me to take over? Yes, prosecute your father to save your mother. What a poignant fate you bear, but bear it you must. Are you ready? Yes, Your Eminence. And there you have it, Your Majesty. I shall watch the rest of the proceedings from the sidelines. I relinquish complete control of this sacred hall to your authority once more. Why, thank you, Your Eminence. Now then, your mercifulness. Your testimony, if you please. The lawyer's theory is absurd. Now I shall destroy your utterly absurd and barbarous theory. I was not anywhere near the tomb following the murder. Were your theory correct, I would have been in the tomb once I had stopped channeling. My husband Dirk is the killer, but he has fled from his sacred hall. May the Holy Mother rain judgment upon the... Sorry. May the Holy Mother rain judgment upon the traitor Dirk Sanmari for his crimes. Oh, such marvelous testimony! You are truly a treasure, Your mercifulness. This too is but by the grace of Her Holiness. No doubt my unmasking the here always was her will as well. Oh my! The Holy Mother, you say? Yes, surely Her Holiness has guided me to this witness stand. My God, animals appear out of nowhere to grace her like Snow White. A deer, a couple of birds, a squirrel, and a tiger. And to the purity of truth. Oh, how magnificent! Queen Amara, the Holy Mother's messenger here on earth. Praise be for Queen Amara, blessing upon her mercifulness. Where did those animals even come from? Now then, the defense may question the witness. Remember, she is a grand priestess, so disrespect would not be tolerated. That means no pointing out conflicts, inconsistencies, or any other flaws in her testimony. Okay, now she has animals with her at the stand. I'm gonna save, because I have a feeling that if I press her for a silly reason, I'm gonna get penalized. Let's see.
Hold it!
My theory is utterly absurd and barbarous, and high-handed, if I may say so. Nayuta was right to call you preacher-minded. Surely even the monkeys of Mount Pony's holy waterfall could devise a better theory. Surely you can steal better insults than Nayuta's best. Now then, to all of you gathered in this sacred hall, need I remind you? Okay, so it didn't work. Okay, good. I was not anywhere near the tomb following the murder.
Hold
it! Well, maybe you were hiding inside the sarcophagus. After all, it does technically belong to you. I bet you have no trouble opening it. If I had been in there, I could not be here today. For the tomb has been under constant surveillance since the murder. I would have never been able to leave. I guess not. If I might ask, what's in that sarcophagus anyway? You're still alive, so... There is despair, sadness, hatred, and malice. Only one brave enough to see the truth hidden deep within. Could discover the final hope, my continued corporeality. You completely lost me. In other words, it's empty. But no one dared to open it because they were too scared of the cursed. Now, will you dispense with your theory? It is as empty as my sarcophagus. Were your theory correct, I would have been in the tomb once I had stopped channeling.
Hold it!
I'll admit you weren't in the tomb after the murder. Very good, but that very truth refutes your theory. Even if I had channeled Minister Inga and entered the tomb, the moment I ceased channeling him, I would have re-emerged at the crime scene. Precisely. As you said yourself, Defense, Queen Amara was not there after the murder. The only living soul in the tomb at that time were Dirk, Sanmari, and Maya Fey. Be in this life for the next. There is no escaping such simple truths. My husband Dirk is the killer, but he has fled from his sacred hall.
Hold it!
How do you know that? There must be a reason why he had to make his escape today. A reason? Ah, perhaps. Perhaps what? Perhaps to conceal himself and lie in wait for another chance to claim my life. What's this?
Objection!
No. It's definitely not like that, your mercifulness. First of all, you don't really believe he's trying to kill you, do you? After all, you two ran off together after he rescued all of those years ago. That was only because he had the audacity to claim, "It wasn't me, you must believe me. It was my duty as a wife to her husband to bend an ear to him, was it not?" Communication after disagreement is the secret to a long and happy marriage. Sure, I guess. What do you think, Mr. Wright? Don't ask me. That is why I listened to Dirk. However, it didn't have a shred of evidence to support his claim. It grieved me to admit, but my husband truly did try to murder me. That's quite enough! It's abundantly clear that Queen Amara's testimony is flawless! Oh, ho, ho, ho. Do you understand now, lawyer? This is bad. The judge is going to let me cross-examine her much longer. Amara should have been in the tomb after the minister's murder, but she wasn't. I don't get it. How did she just vanish from the scene of the crime like that? It shouldn't be possible for normal people to... For normal people? Hmm. Ah, Maybe. Maybe what? Your Majesty, I think I can explain why Queen Amara wasn't there in the tomb after the murder. Very well, defense, do explain. I believe it was accomplished through a method only she is capable of. And by using this special method, it would be possible for her to literally disappear. Well, don't keep us waiting. Let's hear it. How did Queen Amara disappear from the tomb? She hid in the sarcophagus. She channeled someone. She clung to the ceiling. Who did she channel? Who else did she channel? Did she channel Dirk? No, she was dressed as Dirk. And then I tried to figure out her the movements after she committed the crime. All she had to do was channel someone. Then she could easily disappear from the scene of the crime. After all, she would literally be someone else. Why, I believe that actually makes sense. What do you have to say to that, Queen Amara? You believe that I, a Grand Priestess, would use the sacred power of spirit channeling to commit murder? Whoa, lightning! And the animals run away. What the? Eek! Mercy, your mercifulness! The judge hid under his desk. Whoa, she conjured lightning inside of the Hall of Justice. Wow. How dare you spew such vile blasphemy, defense? You will retract your last statement or face immediate execution. No, good Majesty. It is quite all right. You came back when the thunder shocked everyone up, including you? Blasphemy! No, good Majesty, it's quite all right. Coriolism also teaches that we must respond at all times with reasoned principle. Therefore, I shall offer a measured response to his blasphemous accusation. You have something to counter with? Indeed. Are you listening? It would not have been possible to simply vanish by means of spirit channeling. After all, it would require a deceased person to channel. However, there was only one murder victim in the tomb. And that was Minister Inga. The only others were right after the only others there right after his murder was Dirk and Maya. Wait. No. I tried to figure out maybe the only the only person she could have channeled is Dirk. So that means that when we met Dirk, he was already dead. It was actually Amara all this time. But I tried to find a way. Was it possible for us to have met Nena when Dirk was with us? I tried to recall, and I think, yeah. I like channeling, guys. You're allege. Well, the outcome would have been quite odd, to say the least. For there, beside of the dead minister, a living, breathing one would have appeared. Even if I had been in the tomb, there was no one to channel except the deceased minister. I tried to remember where. I think Dirk was with us the whole time, right? Like, she had no opportunity to kill Inga. Because we were with Dirk. Dirk was with Apollo all this time, right? So you see, I could not have vanished by means of spirit channeling. That's true, but I can't rule it out yet. Because, well, what if there was another victim? Someone else we haven't identified yet. How absurd. If you channel someone other than Minister Inga, you could have used their identity to disappear from the tomb. Like one of the guards? Another victim? Queen Amara, please add to your last statement to your testimony. This could explain everything. Wasn't there some sign of another victim there in the tomb? And yet, why do I sense I'm not going to like what I'm about to find out? Minister Inga was the sole victim. There was no other spirit to channel until he was dead. I'm gonna save here. Okay. So, this is the testimony to, but no. Would that explain the blood stain? Because I presented the pink butterfly once. But that was wrong. It was the woman photo that worked. I'm gonna try the mysterious bloodstain.
Objection!
I can't believe I'm presenting this. Yeah, neither am I. But it proves that there was another victim. Still, the only one there at the scene of the crime were Maya and Dirk. No, it can't be. Would the defense care to share something with us? Queen Amara? Oh! I get it. Okay, I get it. When Dirk came in, she killed him. And he came out as Dirk. And then he was in prison. And then he was put in prison. So that's why Nina was unavailable. And then he had to fake his escape. He used Dad's help he lost him, and then she managed to turn back into Amara. It makes sense. So Amara killed her own husband, and Inga, because revolutionary, and that's why there was an uproar. Like when we figured out that Dirk is dead, revolt, the mob stormed the court, and it has to be quelled. Queen Amara, you knew, didn't you? Whatever are you talking about? If you won't tell this court, then I will. Well, don't keep us waiting. This case includes a second victim. One of the two people found alive in the tomb after the minister's murder was actually already dead. But a second victim, Apollo. Queen Amara, after you channel Minister Inga and move to the tomb, you vanish from the scene of the crime by channeling the other victim. That explains why no one found you after the murder was discovered. Oh, you putrid pepper. Of all the half-witted buffoonery to come tumbling from your lips. But suppose I indulge you and play along with your little delusion. Tell me, Mr. Justice, who was the other victim? There's no way this can be true. But no, I can't stop now. If this is the truth, it's the only way forward to solving this case. The other victim who Queen Amara channeled was Dirk. Listen, son. Even if you manage to prove me innocent tomorrow, I don't have long to live. There's no escaping death now that it has its sights set on me. Dirk knew everything, but he couldn't bring himself to tell me. I have one more big secret. I'm afraid I can't tell you what it is. Holy shit, I just come in time for the big moment. Yeah, you're just right in time, Maga-kun. Hello there. Hello there. It took me some time to connect the dots, but now I have a clear picture of what actually happened. Because I have no idea what this was going. The insight make no fucking sense. I have no idea what this was going on, and the safe weren't working properly. Thank God the other safe saved my ass. I'd be betraying a certain someone if I did. He couldn't accuse the love of his life. The sad truth is, the other victim channeled by Amara was...
Take that!
What? You can't? That's not possible! The defendant, Dirk Sanmari, is the one Queen Amara channeled. He's the other victim. This is insanity! Paul Conca! Apollo, what are you? Do you realize what you're proposing? Yeah, it's my own client, I know, but my client is already dead. Nothing we can do. We cannot render a not guilty verdict on the person that's already dead. But clearly, him being the victim proves that he wasn't the killer.
Objection!
I demand an explanation, Mr. Justice! I don't know when or why Dirk was murdered. I do. But the facts and evidence speak for themselves. And this is where they've led me. I see. After Inga's murder, Dirk and Maya were the only ones in the tomb. But if one of them was actually dead and being channeled by Amara... But it can't be, can it? Dirk's bloodstain at the scene of the crime was the clincher for me. Yeah. Dirk's body is in the sarcophagus. He wasn't even injured, so how could he have possibly bled that much? The only logical explanation is Dirk has also been murdered.
Objection.
That's enough. Your explanation cannot be the truth, and you would not dare to claim to have proof to support your assertion. Nayuta, I wish it weren't true. I wish with all my heart that I'm wrong. But as much as I don't want to believe it, yes, I can prove it. Dirk's killer must have hidden his body. It would have to be somewhere nobody would ever look. And there is only one such place. You truly have proof? The fastest way would be to actually have someone to check the tomb. Go check the tomb! But why? Because I believe Dirk's killer hid his body here. Sarcophagus again. You would suggest Queen Amara's sarcophagus, the only place in the tomb that no one would dare to look. Plus, a killer would soon become trapped by hiding in here. But a body? Well, that's a horse of a different color. Which means... I believe we must search the sarcophagus at once! Your Eminence! Being that Queen Amara yet lives, I trust we may now open it? If we must. Your Majesty, I believe Detective Sky is still there at the tomb. Let us contact her at once and have her conduct a full investigation into the matter. Amara ... Oh, Sky is back. Now then, Detective Sky, your report if you please. I'll start with my findings. Apollo ... Please, 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 let me be wrong about this. I just want things to be as they were. Ha 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 ha. Emma ... Yeah, she does know. A search of the sarcophagus revealed a body that appeared to be several days old. It makes sense in my head, but now it doesn't anymore. Fuck me. A body? Detective Sky, tell me it wasn't Dirk. Tell me my old theory was completely off base. Emma ... I have a photo of the body, and I have positively identified it as... Fucking shit! One Dirk Satmari. He has another pendant, it's a blue butterfly. It connects with the pink one. Oh, fuck. It's several days old, but it has been kept fresh. Phoenix is sweating. F for Dirk the Bro. Oh yeah, Apollo bang his head on the bench. No! Why? Why does that have to happen? Damn it, Dirk! Answer me! Apollo ... How can this be? My own mother killed my father several days ago. ... Garand there laughs. The treacherous snake, the very head of the insurgency, murdered? Oh, what a joyous day! Those fools shouting for changing revolution will finally return to whatever rocks they crawled out from under. Outrage! Outrage! This is where they storm the chamber. Who? What? What was I even fighting for? Okay, I did that on purpose to reference another famous... Hello, blind pizza guy. Oh boy. You came in at the best and worst of time. How do I even begin? You know what? Just watch the gameplay. Just watch. This game is like, who's? Whoa. Yeah. It's like, remember Dirk, our dad? Well, apparently, he was dead this whole time, and we were talking to somebody who's channeled it all this time. And now he's been accused of murder, and we're trying to defend him. And it turned out that he was dead, and we're trying to figure out who killed Minister Inga. And it turns out it was also the one who killed our dad. So, yeah, go back that Bob Blank Pizza. This shit is crazy shit. Like, this is like... It doesn't make any sense. This is like... Why do we still have this trial? Like, it should end with a no verdict, since the defendant is already dead, and the culprit is presumably dead, and there's a riot outside. You know, like Apollo. What am I? This sounds like a mess. What am I supposed to do now? Fade to black. Apollo ... I'm not fine. I'm not fine. I'm not fine. I'm Apollo Justice, and I'm not fine. Son. A lawyer. Should never look the way you do right now. So this is the memory of Dirk. Like, even though it was an act, like, it was a genuine interpretation of him right now, you know? A dragon never yields! This revelation about Dirk is like, do you remember the revelation of various attorney trials and tribulation about the identity of the victim? How can we make it even more tragic than in trials and tribulation? Yeah, it's like a turnabout Amelia Hawthorne. Even when wounded, the dragon bites down hard and never lets go till its dying breath. It glares, it roars, and it lashes its jaw firmly onto its prey till the bitter end. That's what lawyers do to get to the truth. But Dirk, What if the truth is that you're... Do you remember about Elise Donim? Let me recreate this with more drama. Yeah, fucking Elise Donim. Yeah. But Elise Donim is basically like... I feel like there was... they took at least 3 games to build that. Like, we got Misty, like, she was talking about her missing mom for so long, like, for 3 games long. And then there's this revelation. I remember when I found the piece of evidence that in Quran, the symbol of the Grand Master, I connect the dots instantly and I yelled. Here it's like at the you know. Now, Misty, you remember that? Like you watch Brandon's playthrough when he went through that. Like it's the same. Like I said, Hawthorne is Dawthorne, but yeah, that angel bitch. These games are crazy. Apollo, in court tomorrow, you may find yourself faced with a truth that is difficult to accept. But I know you, and I know you can handle the truth, no matter what it turns out to be. I know that because I believe in you. You're my son, after all. You believed in me that much, huh, Dirk? Picture of the young boys. Picture of them when he was saved in the river. Picture of what Dirk saved Apollo in the ruins. ... I actually didn't watch Brendan's playthrough. I only watched it when you were playing it so that I could have continuity. Okay. Well, I never played the... If continuity mattered, you should watch Brandon's playthrough of all 3 Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney trilogy, the first trilogy, first. Well, of course, if you want real chronology, you watch my playthrough of The Greatest Attorney, then you watch Brandon's playthrough of Phoenix Wright, and then you come back to me, or wait until the remix of Ace Investigation Miles Edgeworth comes out this fall. And then come back, watch Apollo Justice. So that way you're going to have all 4 series in chronological order. But, yeah, like, if you want a trial that goes balls to the walls, like, the final case of Trials and Tribulation is hard to beat. Hard to beat. Like, while I was playing this trial right now, I realized, like, man, it's so convoluted. This is just as hard as Trial and Tribulation. That case crossed my mind. You know? Finally, Ace Attorney Investigation 2 hopefully officially released outside of Japan. Yes! About time! I played the fan ROM on my 3D on my DS emulator. It was hard to make work, and it was kind of wonky. I wonder if they're gonna keep the same name or if they're gonna rename everybody, because they did an awesome work. Like I wonder if they're gonna honor what the fan game made. You know, French community, first time that these games are translated to French. Yeah. They that's a plus for them as well. Even though I'm French, I don't play them in French because I was first introduced with English. Plus, the French pawn just sucks. They suck so hard. It's so cringe-inducing. Like, I cannot even keep... I'm probably gonna do it if I have a big French-speaking community. And do it just for them. But there's not a big of a demand. Like, like the Phoenix Wright community, like the gaming community in Quebec, they don't care much about Phoenix Wright. They care more about what would the games be? Try to find good example. Co-op games, you know, French puns for the speech or for the character name. The character name. Character name. Some of the speech as well, like there's a cultural reference, but I guess they're related to their country. Like I haven't checked all, but usually when French do translation, the a lot is lost. Like I grew up with poor French dub and poor French translations. That's why it appealed to me. Like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna just watch it in their original language, or as close to it as I can. So I was starting to watch English media, English video games. You know, I learned English with video games, along with Sesame Street. You know. But some people in Quebec, they're not as good as English as I have. Like, they don't have a lot of opportunities to practice English to begin with. They're like, okay, they're learning and get over with. If they need it for work, they need it for work. But the average Quebecers' English is mid. I got an excellent recording today of the demolition site. We got the Komatsu PC240 and the Bobcat T5. Yeah. It's like some will go some would go beyond and learn Japanese just to watch manga and anime, read manga and watch anime in their original language. Because even then, like some puns are lost in translation. But in the case of Japan, it's more obvious since the form of humor is different. And I guess the same could be said in French as well. Sometimes there's a joke there, and when they're gonna be translated, the joke is simply vanished, or bastardized, or sterilized. Like sometimes it's just the joke turns into nonsense. Like, why are you saying that? Like, it's not even funny. Or basically they would do what localization do best, make another joke. Change the text completely and make something completely out of their ass. That would be funny, haha, in that situation, you know? So there's going to be a lot of people in Quebec that will demand a French version. But those players don't play Phoenix Wright. They would play games with voice acting and stuff. I think both English and French character names in Ace Attorney are a good personality. I mostly played Ace Attorney game in French. Some English names made me laugh. Look at me, yeah. Mr. Debon. Well, look at me was a great character in and of itself, even if his pawn name is like, ugh. Alright. Back to the story. Dot dot dot. Dirk. I think I finally understand now. Alright, wake up, Apollo. I can't yield. I struggle to understand Spirit of Justice in English name like the guitarist of the first case. Peace, love, and understanding. Because he's a hippie. He's a hippie, he plays the gamelan and then turn into an electric guitar. Death to the lawyer. Not after Dirk believed in me despite knowing what was about to happen. Besides, Dirk left me with two things I must do. Are you alright, Apollo? Sorry about that, Mr. Wright. But I'm fine now. Didn't know the reference at the time. I didn't know how to pronounce it. Well, I think there were some lines that gave me a hint. Like, peace, Lubin a chance. Like, it has to be a reference to give peace a chance. So, if it's peace and love. And like, but there's more to that. It has always been peace, love, and understanding. Apollo. In French, we still have an English name, but easier than the English official one for French people. Okay. I never asked you where you're from, Magakun. Are you from Quebec, or are you from France, or you're... Stairway to Heaven. Bah oui. Bah oui. Stairway to Heaven. Monsieur. Detective Sky. Yes? How sure are you that the body's been there for a few days? I'm from France. Great. Nice, nice. I have some people. Which region from France are you? I'm curious. How sure are you that the body's been there for a few days? I'm positive. No autopsy's been performed yet, but I would say it's been at least 3 days. Fortunately, the low temperature inside the sarcophagus kept it from decaying. The south of France. Oh! South of France, you say? Like Marseille, Nice, Angoulême, etc., etc. That part. Provence. Oh, and the chest area bore 3 gunshot wounds from a small caliber weapon. I believe they are the cause of death. Dirk's corpse photo added to the court record. More than 3 days have passed since his death. He was shot 3 times in the chest. At least 3 days, huh? That means Dirk was already dead by the time he came to visit me back in the States. Then who was channeling him? Well, I think it would have to be someone who could get into and stay in the US without arousing suspicion. I'm in pure south, near Spain. Andalus. Yet also had a solid cover story so they wouldn't be seen as missing. I believe this is who was channeling Dirk when I saw him in the States. Yeah, it was, okay, now Amara is back. Age 44, the previous queen. Spirit medium known as the Grand Priestess and possessing critical spiritual power, yeah.
Take that!
This is who was channeling him? I don't think so, Apollo. Why? You sure? I guess it is a bit of a stretch. No! Okay, if it's Lena, I'm gonna punch the TV. That's the understatement of the year! That's going to leave a mark.
Take that!
No? Maya? Pearl's not here, so it has to be Maya.
Take that!
Maya? Oh, I see. She was being held hostage at the time, so it seemed only natural that she wasn't around. Right, and do you remember what she said earlier? So please just tell me, what exactly are you hiding?
Sorry, but I promised Dirk I wouldn't say.
Why would I remember that statement? Yeah, she promised Dirk she wouldn't say. Like, she never met him. Like, if he was dead many days ago, there was no way that I was actually gonna guess Mia. You made a promise to Dirk?
Uh-huh, a pretty big one.
Dirk didn't want his own death to be known. The other members of the Defiant Dragon would lose all hope if they found out, and that would snuff out the flames of revolution for good. Miss Faye, Dirk told you to keep quiet about this, didn't he?
I guess it's no use hiding it anymore. Yes, I promised not to tell. Dirk made me promise before he died.
So what's right then? So she was held hostage, Dirk died, and she was there, and she got 3 gunshots in the face, and in his deathbed said, "Oh, promise me." First play of the game, I found a hint for Maya to channel Dirk, but it wasn't the path followed by the game. Well, that probably slipped my mind, but,
Apollo? There's something I need to tell you. It's about your, Dirk's final moments.
I'm listening, Miss Faye. What happened in his final moments?
It was soon after I was kidnapped. Dirk paid me a visit in that tomb where I was being held captive. I would say it was a few days before Minister Inga's murder.
Yeah. She's crying. Question mark. Hey, young lady, time to get you up and out of there.
Oh!
Oh, it's Dirk.
It's that revolutionary guy!
I'm here to rescue you.
You are? Why?
I figured things were a little too quiet with that stamp-sucking scumbag. So I started digging around. That's when I found you. That's when I found out you've been abducted.
But why would a rebel help me?
Let's go before it's too late. It already is for you, pal. No, it's Inga. Long time no see, you rebel blowhard. Inga, I know you're up to something, and I'm going to find out what. Ah! It's okay. It's just a flesh wound. Look at the wound. Dot dot dot. Clench his fist. Okay, now is This is a weird caliber. The gun has 4 cannons. It can shoot 4 bullets, but only 1 at a time. It's a small caliber, but it can shoot 4 bullets. Like a different bang, 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 bang. That's gonna smart. You've become a real thorn in my side, see? So it's time for you to be pushing up daisies. Ah! God. Dirk! Did you really take a pea shooter like that? Okay, he's trying to take a stance like Boromir. Dragon yield! Could kill a dragon? What the? He missed. Oh, and then he ran out of bullets. Ah! What are you? Some kind of freak? Ah! Nuts to this! And then he runs away. Yeah, he's sticking in the stand, and then he did the Conqueror's Haki.
Dirk was shot several times, but he barely even flinched.
So that would explain why 4 shots were fired, but we only found 1 bullet. 3 of them are still lodged inside Dirk. And he managed to take them, but yeah, it's a small caliber, and he's a tough guy. And he managed to make a dragon's leer. The dragon never yields. He bites hard to the bitter end. Like, that was the dragon's glare. Like, that was awesome.
He sacrificed himself for me.
9mm or something bigger? I want to say 4.5. It's a small gun. It's a small gun. The moment I was wondering about Maya actually summoned Dirk was actually at the end of the trial with Atishan. There was a moment where he was calling Dirk and PW because he hostage Maya, and there was a moment where Dirk said, "Don't worry about Maya, she is safe." It was like, oh wait, how can you know that? And that's how you connect the dots. Okay. About Hairsoft side. Yeah, if Airsoft would pierce a bullet. Yeah, you know, it's like the gun's cannon is shaped like one of those you know, those RPG launchers. Like they can hold 4 at the same time, but you can only shoot 1 at a time. It's the same design, but in the form of a gun. It could be 9mm, it could be a little bit less. Between 5 and 9, it's hard to say with drawings like that, you know. The blood stain doesn't help. Makes the hole bigger. Oh, this ropes! It reminds basically at the end of Ace Attorney 3 when Mia tells Maya to summon Dahlia to protect herself. Yeah!
I've got to help you!
Relax. It's going to be okay. Sorry things turned out this way, but it doesn't look like I have much longer. I'm thinking most likely it's about 9mm because that's what it sounded like when the sounds aren't much to go off. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna go with your earring. They probably use 9mm for the Foley. So let's go with that.
No, don't say that!
You're a spirit medium, aren't you? When I'm gone, I want you to channel my spirit.
Stop it! Don't give up like that!
If you do, untying a rope like that will be child's play.
No! Please, hang in there. You can still make it.
Promise. Promise me. One thing, young lady. It's about my son. Which one? You have 2. An adopted one and a biological one.
Dirk was talking about you, Apollo. He said he wanted to see you one last time. So he asked me to return to the US and channel his spirit.
Okay, so that's why you said to the state. So, because if it was somebody from Korean, they would need a special visa and that would make a big deal. If it's a ruling, you know, like, I get it. Like, as Maya, it's easier to get to the airport, get to the state, get into the state, and then channel that person. Alright. Okay, I see what you're getting at. He really said that?
Mm-hmm. He also said he'd been meaning to visit you for years but kept putting it off. And that this was his last chance.
Well, you just show up here without warning after all this time? What gives? I came all this way to see you, son. Come, rejoice. Right. Why don't you tell me the real reason you're here? Dirk, you really did come to the US because you wanted to see me. Felix ... I guess this means it was Inga that did Dirk's body in the sarcophagus after Maya left the tomb.
Apollo, you can't stop now. Dirk would want you to keep pressing on.
I found Brandon's Goat Simulator stream. Oh, I forgot about that. Ugh. I know, Miss Faye. And I won't disappoint him. I was laughing so hard I was crying that stream. The fans, if you are ready to proceed, forgive me for being a complete Egypt, but what actually did happen to Brendan? A complete Egypt? Well, he was fighting a melanoma. Like, we were doing a collab for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and we took a pause for him to fight this thing proper. And I don't have all the details, but yeah, he passed from a really aggressive melanoma. I would first have you answer this. Do you believe the accused death will impact what we know about this case? Yes, and I believe I can explain everything now. Very well, your explanation please. Dirk entered the tomb at 3 p.m., the time the hostage exchange was to take place. But that was actually Maya. Or rather Dirk as channeled by Maya faded. So yeah, this is funny. We have Inga channeled by Amara, and then we have Dirk channeled by Miss Faye. So this is Amelia Hawthorne's case all over again. The only difference is that Misty never managed to talk to her daughter like face to face, heart to heart, mother to daughter moment. She was a stranger back then and she had to keep her identity secret. And yeah. Have you ever played into the Ace Attorney investigation game? Those were my very first playthrough actually. Playing Ace Investigation Miles Edgeworth was my very first playthrough ever. And it's incomplete because I didn't know how to highlight archives video properly back then. Like the video would stay on the channel for 2 weeks and then disappear. Now it stays for 1 month and then disappears, but now I basically highlight the whole thing and put this into archives. I'm not gonna pay an extra for that bullshit. Anyway. And back then I couldn't export my game to YouTube. I did that only last December. And even still, it's kind of a hassle for me. Because there's a lot of stuff that I don't understand with YouTube. Since I'm not a big YouTuber, I only do this for fun, basically. And basically it's thanks to Brendan that I stream, basically. I owe my streaming persona to Brendan that inspired me to do it. He didn't say anything, but he was like, oh, that's great! Like, he subbed to my channel as soon as I was affiliate. He subbed to my channel for 18 months straight. He wasn't there for 18 months, but he was coming here once a month, and I was saying, oh my god, like he's actually subbing. Like, wow, he's an amazing guy, amazing guy indeed. So yeah, I played the second one. It was basically like the game ROM, and then install the patch. Make it work properly. It was a hassle as well. And then, yeah, Capcom finally listened to the fan base and decided to port all those games for the PlayStation. And it's like, about time and thank you. Yay, fan translation. Yeah, I found you completely by accident when I was hanging out with some of my other blind friends, and the rest is history. Yep. Now, by the time he entered the tomb at 3 p.m., Minister Inga was already dead. I say that because we know the minister was murdered at 2 p.m. But there was someone else in there. This person was already hiding in the tomb, waiting to channel Dirk in place of Miss Faye. Hiding in the tomb, waiting to channel Dirk. I need to replenish my dehumidifier. Be right back. I'll take this time to think this over. Okay. Fun fact, one of the French names for a character of Investigation True is a transcript of the English fan translation. Blaze the best? Because Blaze is already a French name. Oh, Justin Courtney! Ben oui, Justine! Justine Courtney, bien sûr! Yeah, alright. Yeah, it's Amara. So Amara's plan was to kill Inga and then come back as Dirk as soon as he gets in. But did Amara knew about Dirk's death? I mean, she could have. Her being disguised as the servant, she would have heard about it. And she would have killed Inga for revenge. Yeah, she would have killed Inga for revenge. She would have killed Inga for revenge. Justin Delcourt. Justin of the Court. Yeah, Courtney. Yeah, Justin Courtney. Yeah, the essence of the pawn in English was translated perfectly in French. Great. Okay, so let's go with Miss Faye. Amara.
Take that!
It was you, wasn't it? Amara. ... The fact of the matter is, Queen Amara killed Mr. Inga at 2 p.m. She then went to his private quarters and channeled his spirit. The minister, thinking it was going to be late, hurried to the tomb for the hostage exchange. But once in the tomb, Queen Amara stopped channeling Mr. Inga and hid herself. Then, when Dirk entered at 3 p.m., she snuck up from behind and forcibly drove Dirk's spirit out of Miss Faye's body. You can do that? Apparently she can because she's highly trained, but I mean, Maya and Mia kinda did push the spirit of Amelia from Maya. Yeah, Mia did it for Maya when she was channeling Amelia. Dahlia! It was Dahlia! Okay. So they can rebuke spirit as well. Forcibly drove Dirk's spirit out of Miss Faye's body. Boring. Okay, now we have Maya. Drove this spirit out of her body? Impossible. No.
Objection!
Actually, there is a way to do that. With a Magatama of parting, that is. Using one, anyone can drive a spirit out of the person's body, even if it refused to leave. Oh! Are you telling me that the extra pale brown Magatama in the tomb was... Wait, what? Oh, there was a pale Magatama there. That it was a Magatama of parting that was been used. Yeah, that's right, Prosecutor Sanmari, and you've seen one in action before. You saw how the glowing red Magatama sent the High Priest back to the Twilight Realm. And how it turned a spent pale brown afterwards. In other words, the brown Magatama found in the tomb looks that way because its power has been used up in pushing Dirk's body out of Miss Faith's body, right?
I probably passed out as soon as Dirk's spirit left my body. I was exhausted after channeling him for so long, after all.
So that's why when she rechanneled him, it was still Maya. Oh my god! Maya, this is the 5th time you've been accused of murder. The Twilight Realm always make me laugh. Sounds like the Shadow Realm in Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah, I know. Could you stay out of the detention center for even once? I believe she spent more time in the detention center than she spent in training. Louise Maya never gets a break. I summoned Slifer, the executive producer. Yes! And the giant chicken. And what was the other one? Obelix the Tormentor. What was his name? After that, Queen Amara must have dressed Miss Faye in her usual outfits and tie her up. I'm not sure where she got the outfit, but we can assume she had it all planned out. Then Queen Amara must have changed into Dirk's clothes, smeared blood onto them, picked up the knife, and channeled Dirk's spirit. Ah, okay. That's how she made it look like Dirk had committed a crime. Okay, so I was correct at some point. The Dirk that was in the US was Maya, but the Dirk that was in the detention center was Amara. It makes sense now. Okay. It makes sense again. Yay! And that's how she escaped, right under our noses. Gah! She's twiddling her finger. Oh, her thumb. Just like the money machine at the factory. Huh? I don't know, Apollo. The whole thing still seems a bit far-fetched. Remember what Sherlock Holmes says. Remove the impossible, and whatever is left, how improbable it is, must be the truth. Aha! What was going through your mind while all this was unfolding? Dot, dot, dot. So, ultimately, it was all for naught. Nayuta? Those dreams of Revolution Dirk was always spouting. They placed nothing but false hope in the minds of the people. And in the end, they were simply fantasies. Nayuta, how can you... Karma has spoken. The dream of revolution has withered on the vine. Its fate is sealed. The other insurgent will soon wake from their shattered dreams. No, Dirk's dream can't die like this. I'm not going to sit back and let that happen. I can't, and I won't. Now, Yuta, don't forget that Dirk's been proven innocent. His name is no longer tainted by the charge of murder. Now the rebel and their sympathizers who have been calling for his release can't be charged with abetting the accused. So the revolution is far from over. It's only just begun.
Objection.
No, Dirk has not yet been proven innocent. You have merely indicated the possibility of his innocence. What do you mean? Dirk is indeed dead. However, what if it was Dirk who killed Minister Inga while being channeled by Miss Faye? And while the crime could have occurred at 2 p.m., I've yet to substantially prove it? Or do you have conclusive proof that the time of Minister Inga's death was at 2 p.m.? We only have circumstantial proof, not conclusive. Well, no, I don't, but... Amara, It seems further testimony will be required of me. As it would appear that I have fallen under suspicion, I would like to state my case. Prosecutor Sanmari, the rebellion must be snuffed out once and for all. You must prove Dirk Sanmari to be the foul murderer that he was. And every last insurgent and their sympathizer must be found guilty under the Defense Culpability Act. As you wish, Your Eminence. Why is Nayuta doing this? Garan shouldn't have him under her thumb anymore. Amara's not a hostage, so what gives? Nayuta, what's left to chain you to her like this? Very well then, Queen Amara, please proceed with your additional testimony. Are the animals coming back, or have they been smitten by the lightning bolt? You have no proof. Well done, lawyer. You have painted me as a killer with nothing but your silver tongue. However, you have no evidence proving your distasteful theory. Furthermore, Dirk could have committed the crime while being channeled by Miss Faye. Now let us end this charade. Extend our arms. Animals! I knew it! For the eternal glory of Khura'in and its people. Do you understand now, you putrid pepper? There is no point in defending Dirk any longer. It has all been in vain. Let it go and move on, right? Well, not today! Your theories are but a pillar of salt that crumbles at the slightest breeze. Yeah, Nayuta said the P word. He said pepper. But no more dissent here now. I know you meant. You're thinking of putrid, but it's like I want to make a joke out of that. Like he said pepper. No more dissents here and now. The defense may proceed with its cross-examination. Okay, now it's back with Nayuta as the prosecutor. Well done, lawyer. You have painted me as a killer with nothing but your silver tongue.
Hold it!
Yeah, it works too, actually. Convincing others is all part of a lawyer's trade, so I'll take that as a compliment. You would, wouldn't you? I suppose you have deceived countless souls with your lies. But I should not be surprised, considering you learned from him. Him? You mean Dirk, right? Yes, the man who deceived and seduced me, a grand priestess with a silver tongue. We are still talking about the case, right? Surely you have heard of a lady falling for the wrong man before? She's gonna admit that. That's her card. That's her defense card. I'm just a poor girl. I was seduced by a bad boy. Oh, me a virtuous woman. Oh. It's like she wrote her own conspiracy. Shit. You activate my trap card! Huh? But to think that I, of all people, would fall under that devil's spell? Wow, how did they ever get together in the first place, let alone make a child? Oh, he said the P word, he said procreate. She said a dirty word. She said they fucked and have a baby. The damsel in distress card we just. Yeah. Yeah, how did they manage? She did the dirty deed. She did the dirty deed. You're no longer virtuous, you're not a virgin. I would advise all here today to beware this lawyer silver tongue, lest you too be unjustly painted as a criminal as I have been. However, you have no evidence proving your distasteful theory. I admit I don't have any solid evidence yet. But you're the only one who could have committed the crime. What on earth do you mean? Including Miss Faye, there are only 3 spirit medium in Corrine. Furthermore, when the crime scene was first discovered, Queen Garon was with me and Mr. Wright while Miss Faye was tied up in the tomb. That means that the dirt we saw after the minister's murder could only have been channeled by you, Queen Amara. Insert lawyer! Lightning. Forgive us your mercifulness! Really, Your Majesty?
Objection!
But have you considered the following defense? What if there was, unbeknownst to us, another spirit medium in Corrine? Like what, pearls?
Objection!
Ah, come on! What are the chances? You lack the evidence to support your claim that Queen Amara is the killer, which is why you have had to use a process of elimination to zero in on her. Amara used thunder, a critical hit, it's super effective. Yeah. Amara! It therefore stands to reason that you would have to rule out all other possibilities as well. Well, can you eliminate the possibility of another spirit medium defense? Of course I can't. Under the circumstances of below, there are 2 ways to establish Amara's guilt. We either prove she killed Inga, or prove she was in the tomb. Which one can I actually prove? Prove that she was in the tomb. The pink butterfly pendant. It goes with the blue butterfly pendant that we found in Dirk's body. Those are their wedding rings. I can't prove that Queen Amara was in the tomb when the murder occurred. It seems you are ever bent on painting me as a killer. Well, if the shoe fits. Very well, let us see some evidence that proves that I was at the scene of the crime. Who do you have? Some? Do you have some or do you not? Yeah, she's in. There is nothing to prove that I was even at the scene of the crime. Okay. I'm gonna save here. And I'm gonna present the pink butterfly, which fit her dress perfectly, by the way.
Objection!
Queen Amara, does this pendant look familiar to you? Why, that is... We found it in the tomb and it has the minister's blood on it. Which means it was probably dropped in the course of the crime.
Objection!
And I failed to see how it's relevant to your argument. Did that not belong to the accused? Oh, that's what I thought too. After all, Dirks had said it did it himself. He said that? Well, yeah, but it was a lie. Because I believe he was covering for someone. Covering? How? For who? Amara ... There is a certain piece of evidence that shows the pendant isn't Dirk's. Yeah, the Dirk's corpse photo, because he has one himself.
Take that!
That's a photo of the accused's body, is it not? Yes, it is, and I would like to call your attention to a certain spot in it. That right there proves that the pendant that was found in the tomb wasn't Dirk's. This.
Take that!
You will notice an object near Dirk's left arm. It's an identical pendant except it's blue. Oh, now that you mention it! Don't you find that a little strange? Why would he own two of them but in different colors? Here's what I think. Pendant was a shiny pendant. Yeah, it's a shiny variant. The pendant were meant to go together as a pair. A pair? Yeah, if the blue pendant was Dirk's, then what about this pink one with Minister Inga's blood on it? Who do you suppose it belongs to? Amara sweating, stumbling fingers. Sorry to disappoint, but no fingerprints were found on the pink pendant. No, you didn't check properly. Therefore, we have no way of knowing to whom it belongs.
Objection!
Ah, but that's where you're wrong, Prosecutor Sanmari. I'm guessing you didn't know that this pendant is actually a locket. Come again. Now, this is where it gets interesting. When we opened this locket up, we found a faint fingerprint inside, on the back of the lid to be exact. What? No. So now the question is, to whom does the fingerprint belong? Because we searched for prints and we didn't have it in the database because we couldn't get her fingerprints because she was missing / dead. Queen Amara, it belongs to you, doesn't it? Oh. Alright, lightning again? Come on. Cast lightning again, I dare you. It seems I've truly rendered the witness speechless this time around. This cannot be! Mother, tell me it does not belong to you! Nayuta, It's Picamara. It's a good name, Picamara. Think about it, Queen Amara. Dirk must have realized that you were channeling his spirit. And he had probably already figured out who the minister's killer was. And yet, he still claimed that the pink pendant belonged to him. Exclamation mark. But why would he do such a thing? You really don't know? He still loves you, you idiot. He was protecting you. Because he loved you. He loved you until his very last breath and beyond. I have one more big secret. I'm afraid I can't tell you what it is. I'd be betraying a certain someone if I did. Yeah, I get it. Dirk knew everything, even that he was being used. But he kept quiet, all for your sake. Come on, cry now. Dirk, why do you always... Well, Queen Amara? Dirk, the one whose love for you never wavered all these years. Are you going to betray him now? Dirk, She's still sweating. ... Ah! Okay, she swoons. And the pillow flew in slow motion. The pillow of her ribbon flew in slow motion. Okay, that's so great. She's having an emotion for her husband. This cannot be. I refuse to accept it. Queen Amara, are you ready to confess to your crime? Okay, now she's no longer playing the saint. She's looking at us straight in the eyes, seriously. Okay, she stopped with the Buddha shit. I can deny it no longer. The truth is, it was I, Amara Sigatar Karain, who slew Minister Inga. That's preposterous! What? Why? You know why. Revenge. Crime of passion. Come on. This is beyond belief! Mother! Why would you? Forgive me, Nayuta. I never wished to cause you such sorrow. But I had no choice. It was the only way. The only way? Judge ... So, in the end, Queen Amara and Dirk's son Muddy. I suppose this means that they were unable to reconcile while Lee was still alive. I don't think the state of the kingdom or the incident of the past would have allowed that. They were prisoners of their shared history, so to speak. Queen Amara, there's something I need to know. You had staged a near-perfect crime. So why did you bring this pendant into the tomb with you? You should have known it could have come back to haunt you. I do not really understand it myself. I had nearly been assassinated by my own husband. Yet I could not bear any hatred toward him. I was unable to discard this or part with it for even a short time. As with Dirk, I have never stopped loving my husband for the past 23 years. Nayuta ... Mother. So she really believed it? That Dirk tried to assassinate her? Pink butterfly pendant updated into the court record. Locket found at the crime scene. Belongs to Amara. Your Majesty, is it not time? Time to declare Dirk's innocent? I would ask that you do this for my beloved who now dwells in the Twilight Realm. Very well then! Your Eminence! Prosecutor San Madi, if you have no further objection! Okay, I don't think this is gonna end that easily because we haven't used all the evidence. And we haven't done the synaptic reasoning. Ah, this cannot be, my mother! Garan ... I have no objections. Dirk, I did it. I finally did it. I prove your innocence. But what cost? Very well then. Being that Queen Amara yet lives, we can no longer charge the accused with an assassination that never came to fruition. As for the murder of Minister Inga, the truth has been laid bare for all to see. Therefore, I will now pass judgment upon the accused, Mr. Dirk Sanmadi. Somebody says hold it. Rafa, hold it! Your benevolence. I cannot accept this. Is something the matter, your benevolence? Queen Amara is lying. It makes no sense. Queen Amara would not have killed my father. What's with her all of a sudden? Is this some sort of lingering affection towards Nena? Rafa. Speak the truth, Queen Amara. Did you really kill my father? Yes, there is no mistake. She has confessed to the crime, thereby clearing the accused of all suspicion. As such, I see no need to continue these proceedings. Barnhead! Hornhead! Are you going to let this stand? ... Dirk's been proven innocent and he's about to be declared not guilty. Even so, something doesn't feel right. Phoenix, ... Apollo. If you have any doubts, now's the time to raise them. After all, the courtroom is a place for finding the whole truth. But it's all up to you. There are definitely things that don't quite add up. Does this mean that the whole truth hasn't been brought to light yet? Should I push to continue this trial? Yeah, push. Push!
And so we push, push, and push, push, and push hard, push hard, push. I'm feeling good on a Wednesday. Don't want
Help me unload the car. Yeah. Your Majesty, I have a feeling we haven't discovered the whole truth. And the only way we'll ever find it is to continue this trial. What, Dad? Very well, Dad. Will the defense please tell us this? Push it real good. Salt and pepper. Push it. Actually, I was singing Push by Lord, which is the Lord of South Park. Not the real Lord. One important fact about this case has yet to come to light. The murder method, the motive, or Amara's married life. Well, I assume the motive is revenge. Queen Amara, there's something I still don't understand. What was your motive for killing Justice Minister Inga? That is a fair question, and one that I shall now answer. It was for the future of this kingdom that I slew Inga Karkul Karain. To avert further tragedy, his death was an unfortunate necessity. Further tragedy? Over the past several years, Mr. Inga has been rapidly expanding his power. He had established a secret police and was relentless in his pursuit of the insurgent. He even had the overwhelming support of the people, but still he was not satisfied. Hungry for more power, he began planning a coup d'etat. You mean his plot involving the Founder's Orb which led to my face adoption? Yes, Mr. Inga planned to use the orb to gain access to great spiritual power, after which he would have assassinated Garan and usurped the throne. His machination was reminiscent of that terrible tragedy of 23 years ago, and as one affected by that incident, Amara vowed to never allow the repeat of such events. Yes, and the Holy Mother delivered unto me the perfect opportunity to fulfill my vow. Security amidst the courtyard was rather light due to the rite of channeling, and Ninga had barricaded himself into the tomb with his hostage, away from prying eyes. I knew I would never again have such a perfect opportunity, so... At 2 p.m. during the rite of channeling, I slipped into the tomb and slew the minister. My bracelet is reacting. Apollo. Yep. It seems this trial is far from over. Queen Amara, I believe you're still hiding something. Exclamation mark. But if you want to keep on playing this game and have hide and seek, then let's start with that last statement you made. If I must. Activating the bracelet. So she's holding the Holy Mother symbol at 2 p.m. during the rite of channeling. I slipped into the tomb and slew the minister. Okay, so let's see. I want to see the thumb. Usually she twirls her thumb when she's uneasy. No? So that weren't the thumb. Listen again. At 2 p.m. at the rite of channeling, I have no idea where to look. She has a good poker face. Oh, that finger! It's during the rite of channeling. So the time of that was not 2 p.m. because she lied at that. Everything else is the truth. Is she lied during the time of death? Listen again. Yeah, at 2 p.m.
Gotcha!
Her middle finger twitched. Queen Amara, you're not very comfortable talking about the 2 o'clock rite of channeling, are you? I can tell because the finger on your left hand twitched about almost imperceptibly when you did. Oh? And that pose you make, is there something about your chest that makes you nervous? Whatever do you mean? The murder occurred at 2 p.m. and I'm pretty positive Amara was in the tomb at that time. So then why is she so self-conscious about her chest when she talks about the rite? The rite of channeling. Didn't Albie snap a picture of it? Queen Amara, I have here a picture of the rite of channeling. It was secretly taken by a certain individual.
Objection!
Oh. Slams the book. Such insolence! I would have the perpetrator name at once. No. Sorry, no can do. You see, I just happened to find it on the ground, so... Do you take me for a fool? How about we discuss the photo's original later, because right now, there's something much more pressing at hand. I believe this photo merits further examination. I just wish there was more to see it in it than darkness and more darkness. So this is Garan doing the channeling. Wait, is this Garan? I want to check something. For a sister, they look awfully similar. The makeup, but other than that, the color of the eyes, the shape of the eyes, the tattoos are the same because it means for royalty, you know. But yeah, Amara is the older sister by 1 year. Here the eyes are closed, but yeah, it's Garan. But they look awfully similar, so that's why, like, if it's Amara right here, it could have been Garan, but why would she take the fall? Like, her motive is perfect. Like, it's true that Garan has also a motive for murder, and it would be very convenient for the public that she, since she portraying herself as the big bad villain of the game, that she would be the final culprit. But it's also convenient for us that Amara was the culprit, even though her she has two motives. One was to protect the crown for the insurgency, which is the same as Garan, but also because it's a crime of passion, revenge for killing of Dirk. Because, yeah, Dirk didn't start the fire; it was an accident, but she still blamed him for that. For some reason, I don't get it, but she still love him. So we might be able to make out a few more details with some image adjustments. Let's ask Emma if she can help. Bailiff, please summon Detective Sky to the Hall of Justice. Hey. Yeah, sorry, it's the wrong... she was found at the Justice League headquarters. It was the wrong Hall of Justice. Sorry about that. Here you are. I was able to obtain a much clearer image by raising the brightness. Okay. Oh! There's a scar on her chest. What's that right here? Uh-oh. This looks like a burn mark. Uh-oh. This could be Amara. All right. Show us your boobs. Show us your boobs. All right. Why she has her chest reveal like that? I know she's wearing like loose clothing, and but still, what's that right there? An injury? No, wait. I think it's a burn scar. Channeling photo updated in the court record. Wait a second. Your Eminence? She has done such a thing. You don't have a burn scar like that on your chest. Yes. In her new outfit, she has her cleavage showing, and yeah, she does not show a burn. So yeah, this is Amara. Oops. 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 Oh, now she's mad. Nails to the... She's about to break her nails on the stand. What's going on here? If the person in this photo isn't Queen Garon's, then who is it? Yeah, it has to be Amara.
Take that!
It's Queen Amara. The person in this photo isn't Queen Garon. It's you posing as her, isn't it? The two of you look quite similar, but that's no surprise considering you're sisters. Yeah, I just did that. Even the shape and position of your facial tattoos are almost exactly the same. The chin. Amara has a bigger, longer chin. And you are both capable of channeling spirits. Nah, that's not her chin. Therefore, it would have been easy for you to impersonate Queen Garon. Queen Amara, you have a burn scar on your chest, don't you? Please remove your round mandala so we can see what's behind it for ourselves. Yeah, because, yeah, she has her whole front covered by the big mandala jewel. But I'm pretty sure that if she take it off, we would see robe cleavage. Like the way the dress is cut. Oh. The mandala is burning with Nagatama. And it broke. Ah, yeah, we see a burn mark. There you go. Look! It's the exact same burn mark as the one in the photo. I don't understand. I knew it. So the person in this photo really is... It's Queen Amara. This is absurd! Are you suggesting they switch places? Amara's confession earlier was also false. Mother! What is the meaning of this? ... Don't you see? This changes everything. We know for a fact that this photo was taken at 2 p.m. The exact time the murder took place. But... the SFX of this animation reminds the Dahlia spirit breakdown. The same. It's the very same. It's a copy and paste. It's the very same. They remade they reproduced that same sound effect and probably with HD sound and better quality. But the burning and the Korean theme song is the same. That would mean Queen Amara couldn't possibly have committed the crime. Exactly. She now has an ironclad alibi, so Minister Inga's killer couldn't have been Queen Amara. I am afraid I no longer follow the fence. Was it not Queen Amara who channeled the minister and the accused to stage a crime? Well, yeah, that fact has not changed. We have evidence placing her at the scene of the crime. And Dirk could have only been there in the tomb if she was channeling him. Which means... while Queen Amara did use spirit channeling to stage the crime, she didn't kill Minister Inga. His real killer is someone else. Polkunka! What's going on here? Was remorsefulness covering for someone? If Queen Amara is not the killer, then who is it? Isn't it obvious? Why was this rite held in the first place if Queen Garan wasn't going to perform it? Who was behind the two sisters switching places, and for what reason? The answer to these questions, along with the establishment of Queen Amara's alibi, obliterate a certain someone else's alibi.
Take that!
Boy, is this some kind of joke? Garan Sigatar Kurain. No, Your Majesty, I could never joke about something so grave. Not in my life. The only one who seemed to have a perfect alibi at the time of the murder was Her Eminence, Garan Sigatar Kurain. ... Queen Amara, didn't your sister Queen Garan ask you to pose as her and perform the rite of channeling? Aye. And didn't she also have you drive Dirk's spirit from Miss Faye's body? And then stage the crime to make it look like he was the minister's killer? And at 2 p.m., while you were performing the rite of channeling as Queen Garan, didn't she kill Mr. Inga while disguised as Dirk? Well, your mercifulness? Ugh. It's no use trying to hide it any longer. You need to tell us the truth now. Mother? Justice Minister Inga's true killer is... Oh! Sniper from the gallery, headshot to the shot to the abdomen, and then she fell. Mother! No! Yeah, she fell dead. Royal Guard, ha 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 ha! I really did it! Your Eminence, my life is yours! Isn't he one of Garan's Royal Guards? Garan ... Queen Amara! Philip, arrest that guardsman! Mother! Garan couldn't have. Could she? Someone call for an ambulance, quickly now! To be continued. Oh shit. Do I dare continue? I'm running out of time. Alright. I'm gonna give myself a timer, 30 more minutes. 30 more minutes, not a minute more. Because I have a feeling that this is gonna continue for a while. And there's also the DLC. And, yeah, alright. 30 more minutes, and then I'm gonna have to stop the stream whenever it lay. Save the current progress. Yes. Because I cannot stop here, it's unfair, it's too cruel. May 19, High Court of Crime, Accused Lobby. We're lucky the ambulance made it in time, but we've been forced into a recess for now while things get straightened out. I can't believe what just happened! Tell me about it. Do you think Garan put that guard up to it? If she did, she's going to regret it. No one gets away with something like that on my watch. Poor Queen Amara. Your benevolence? Any news on her condition? Fulbright vibes. Yeah, another character shot into a trial. Yes. Well, yeah, the Fulbright being a a shapeshifter assassin that was killed by someone because he was highly wanted. But here, like, the killer is very... She's undergoing surgery at the hospital as we speak. They are giving her a 50-50 chance of survival, though. That Garan! Justice will be served! Why? Why did this happen? Oh, just as we were finally reunited! Oh, Queen Amara! Auntie! Yeah, her Aunt Amara. What was that about being reunited? Huh? Oh, it's nothing! Oh, right. How are you, Hornhead? Dirk Sanmari was your father in all but blood, after all. Thank you for your concern, your benevolence. But I'm fine. Right now, we still have a trial to see through. So that's what I'm going to stay focused on. Hornhead, you are sturdier than your stature lets on. Just don't overdo it, okay, Apollo? That's ... Man! Dirk, that was a real shocker, alright. Can't believe the dragon is dead. That's... Say, AJ, I was wondering, when Dirk disappeared after I freed him, that's because Amara turned back into herself, right? Yeah, I suppose so, but I don't know if it was because Dirk's spirit willed it, or if it was a part of Garan or Amara's plan. That's ... Man, our dream of revolution! Now, what are we going to do? Is this it? Don't give up yet. There's a very good chance that Garan is the real culprit in all this. And if we can prove her guilt in court... Hey, you're right! That could be just the push we need. The dream lives on! Yes, it does. You know what I mean, AJ? The fate of the revolution rests squarely on your shoulders. All in the day's work. Who am I kidding? That's a ton of pressure. But this is what Dirk gave his life for, so I have to do this for him. The Honorable Rebel Dirk Sanmari, I would have loved to have spoken with him while he yet lived. Really? Why not? I mean, he seemed like quite an interesting man. Did she bump her head or something earlier? The trial's about to resume. The defense is to report to the courtroom at once. Thank you, bailiff. Already? After what just happened? Well, the first thing Garan will do is respond to that last accusation. So you better stay on your toes, Apollo. I will, Mr. Wright. Ready or not, Garan? Here comes justice! May 19, High Court of Karine. Sanmari is gone, it's only Garan. Now then, let us resume today's proceedings. Garan ... Huh? Yeah, no Sanmari. Where's Nayuta? I must offer my apologies. I never imagined a royal guardsman would do such a thing. Boo-hoo! What? He wasn't acting under your orders. How dare you cast such suspicions upon our evidence? It is quite all right, your majesty. Suspicion is only natural under such circumstances. But rest assured that he acted alone, for I knew nothing of his plan. I don't believe that for a second, but then again my bracelet is not reacting. Crap! Now then, your majesty, regarding the murder of my husband, Minister Inga, I would like to offer a new possibility. A new possibility, you say? Indeed, for during the break, the real killer confessed to me. What? Bailiff, call the witness to the stand. The real killer confessed? What she got up her sleeve this time? I have a really bad feeling about this. Golden boots? Nayuta? Everybody's is sweating beads. Yeah. Apollo ... cannot believe it. ... Phoenix cannot believe it. The judge is surprised. He's the one who confessed. Nayuta confessed to protect his mother, of course. Boo. My God, what's wrong with this boy? Yeah, I knew that this wasn't over because we need to bring him back to the... we need to bring it back from his monk, the delusion. Like Robo Monk, like Misty would have called him. Alright, 20 minutes. Prosecutor Sadmati, you're the real killer? I questioned him during the recess as I felt that Amara has been covering for someone. So it was that he finally confessed his crime to me. Nayuta, you didn't really do it, did you? ... Nayuta ... Her Eminence speaks the truth. It was I who killed Justice Minister Inga. Nayuta! Peace! Prosecutor Sanmati, are you absolutely certain about this? A confession of this nature is grave indeed. Yes, I am certain, for I killed him by my own hand. At last, the real killer has been revealed. How are we supposed to respond to this? Nayuta, retract your confession now! Well, he had no alibi. I tried to recall where he was during the time of the crime, and he wasn't with us, so we could have done it. But how did he get out? Oh, it's okay, wait. It's still Inga at 2 p.m., so it was Inga at 2 p.m. disguised as Dirk that killed Inga. Mr. Justice, it is not yet time for your cross-examination. Who cares about that? Admit it! It was Queen Garan who put you up to this. She forced you into giving a confession, didn't she? You are out of line, Mr. Justice. Learn some self-restraint. Or I shall restrain you with my rosary. Satura! Or do you have something that might prove that I did not commit this murder? That is... Shut up, Nayuta, sad monk. Sad monk. Yeah, that was Blackwell's nickname. What do you think you're doing, you idiot? Truly, the truth can set us free. Looks like Garan got to him somehow. I definitely didn't see this coming. Nayuta, why are you doing this? Why would you sacrifice even your life to do Garan's bidding? Whatever the case may be, Prosecutor Sadmati, your testimony, please. Alright. I shot the Justice Minister, but I didn't shot the deputy. I didn't shot the insurgent. That was my mother. No, that was... No. Nayuta's confession. I could not remain silent while Her Eminence fell under suspicion for this crime. It was I who murdered Justice Minister Inga. He had to die for the future of Karine. Blackwell have the best nickname for the other characters. Yes! Your boldness! Consider it divine judgment cast upon the fiend who sought to assassinate our monarch. My mother was simply covering for me. I am ashamed I let her go so far for my sake. Fool bright! Yeah. You do understand that what you're doing, right, Nayuta? You're sentencing yourself to death if you're found guilty. If that is the court's verdict, then so be it. I must obey the law above all else. The law, Nayuta, or the queen? Same shit, potato, potato.
Objection!
Even if it's typically added to the US version, they were not there in the Japanese version. Black will never give them any nickname. Enough! This bladder has nothing to do with the witness's testimony. Please address any issue you may have during the cross-examination defense. Oh, I will. I'm going to blow this problematic testimony to smithereens. 15 minutes. Nayuta's confession. I could not remain silent while Her Eminence fell under suspicion for this crime.
Hold it!
You kept quiet all this time even though you were the real killer. Yes, and I accept that what I have done can never be forgiven. But I never imagined suspicion would fall upon the Queen herself. Prosecutor San Marias placed the future of our kingdom above his own life. He is taking responsibility for his crime and is showing his loyalty to Queen and country. Without a monarch on the throne, Khura'in will be plunged into chaos. I could never wish that upon my homeland. That is why I had to let the truth be known. What a bunch of baloney. I'm going to ask you again, Nayuta. Did you really kill Minister Inga? But the judge is simply call it Your Honor, and Fulbright is like, hey, the cop, come on here. Oh, he was too personal with the cop? You cop! I imagine it's gonna be something like XO, Your Honor, XO cop. Like, damn! Like, it reminds me of Kurita in Ice Shield 21. He was always calling everyone with Kuso. Damn Brad, damn secretary, damn everyone. Hey, yes, no matter how many times you ask, Mr. Justice, the truth is immutable. It was I who murdered Justice Minister Inga.
Hold it!
It's not too late. You can still retract your confession before the verdict is rendered. There is no retracting the truth. One either tells it or does not tell it. It is that simple. Why do you always have to be so stubborn, Nayuta? I hate how you never listen to reason once you get like this. I think we'll need some evidence before we can get him to retract his confession. Either that, or we'll have to force a retraction out of him by appealing to what's in his heart. It's not going to be easy either way. Prosecutor Sanmari, what was the motive for your crime? I had reason enough to kill Minister Inga. Like the Yakuza jail guy in anime, you know, yeah. The rude and disrespectful as the US version, but yeah, I get it. Yeah, he was rude. Violent when he speaks. Yeah, there was violence when he speaks. Yes. So, yeah, in English that's hard to translate, so that's why he go with the disrespectful nicknames. I had enough reason to kill Minister Inga. He had to die for the future of Khura'in.
Hold it!
What do you mean by that? Minister Inga was planning to assassinate Her Eminence in a coup d'etat. I had to nip this evil in the bud even if it cost me the purity of my soul. So you're saying the death of another is a reasonable price to pay to protect the Queen? Long have we remained independent under the authority of our spirit medium queens. We command the people's awe and respect with the power to commune with the dead. Without such a monarch, our kingdom would lose its standing in the world. But if spirit channeling is so important, why did you have Queen Amara perform the rite? I'm afraid my elder sister is quite capricious. She would fulfill her duty only when the desire struck, as sporadic as that was. It was therefore something she did on a whim. There was no meaning behind it. A meaningless whim? It's hard to press a statement like that. Now, if I may return to my testimony, I consider a divine judgment cast upon the fiend who sought to assassinate our monarch.
Hold it!
Divine judgment? Yes, I render judgment upon the minister on behalf of the Holy Mother. That's not your job. Are you saying the Holy Mother guided you? No, Her Holiness would never condone killing in her name, regardless of circumstances. Thank you. As such, I believe my defiled soul will be damned to hell. But I do not regret what I have done. I willingly sacrifice my soul to protect this kingdom's future. Snap out of it already, Nayuta! So his motive comes from a place of faith, huh? Why does that sound completely credible when it's coming from him? The English version of DD has been totally rewrote. Instead of just translating the Japanese game into English like the previous games, wait. They were reinterpreted for the US sound used in the character text or written like an American-made game. Yeah! I have a feeling that when it comes to the 3DS era, they armed themselves with a better localization team. Like it started with Dual Destiny, then Spirit of Justice, and then porting Greatest Attorney and Phoenix Wright, which was quite easy. And then this game, this trilogy, and then Miles Edgeworth. I'm curious. I can't wait to play it and see what the new names are. If they change the names for the second game, the Prosecutor's Path. You have your baldness mystical character who are very rude. This translates the game to 3 months instead of 1 year. Well, it's quite a feat. Took them 3 months to translate the game instead of 1 year. I mean, not bad. GG. Well, Amara expressed a similar motive. As for her mercifulness, she is truly deserving of her title. My mother was simply covering for me. I am ashamed I let her go so far for my sake.
Hold it!
So you killed Minister Inga and Queen Amara staged the crime. Is that how it went? Precisely. My mother is as clever as she is kind. She sought to conceal my crime by taking all of the guilt upon herself. Yet another lie. I need to poke a hole in this testimony, but how? Nayuta, could it be you didn't know Naina's real identity? I want to try this. You didn't know Naina's real identity. You didn't realize that Naina was actually Queen Amara, your mother. That is not as strange as you might think. Much time has passed since we last met, after all. Right, 23 years ago, was it? When Dirk saved her after the supposed assassination attempt? No, Mr. Justice. It was 15 years ago that Dirk abducted my mother. Huh? That's weird. Are you sure about that? We can fill this thing in DD Case 2. Apollo is literally saying that yokai in the village is a big anime expo. And remind that Ace Attorney universe is a world where medium exists. Yeah. Yeah, medium exists, but yokai is too far-fetched. I mean, yeah, come on. Yeah. I remember it clearly. It was around 10 years. I was 10 years old at the time. Now, Utah, please add that late statement to your testimony. I was reunited with my mother, Queen Amara, 15 years ago when Dirk abducted her. Ah, okay, so this is the contradiction. Because here's a picture of him as a baby.
Objection!
You're saying that Dirk made off with Queen Amara 15 years ago? But that's strange because I heard something very different from Dirk. He said that they were enough together 23 years ago. That is impossible. I know for a fact that it was 15 years ago. Well, I have evidence that contradicts your statement. How do you explain this photo? Dirk said it was taken 23 years ago. He said that. Well, he did, but if we take what we just said as a fact, solely interpretation because of the US translators like Adrian Andrews saying that the founder Earn and the Shishishito is bullshit, that would be rude and disrespectful. Yeah. Okay. Then there's something in this photo that doesn't make any sense. This isn't making any sense to me, so I suppose I should ask. What does not make any sense if the photo is only 15 years old? The baby.
Take that!
Now, Utah, this discrepancy may not be directly related to this case, but I don't think we can simply overlook it either. Dirk said the baby in the photo was you. But that doesn't make any sense if the photo is only 15 years old. After all, you said you were around 10 then, right? He's definitely sweating bullets over there over something. Apollo, this baby is a Nayuta. Wait, you don't think... Nah. Even if the picture was taken 15 years ago, it would be too young for being Rafa. Did Queen Amara have another child while she was on the run? What? Exclamation mark. And just what if that child were being held hostage? Now, Utah, is that why you obey Queen Garon's every command? You presume too much? Ah, and that's why Queen Amara was trying to take the rap as well, to protect his other child. In this case, you also have a moment when Athena saying, "You really look like a monster, Mr. Filch." Come on, Athena, monster. You really are the empathy in human form. Well, I know he meant like Filch looks like a yokai. He looks like a tanuki. But yeah, he says that he looks like a monster. A child born 15 years ago. They would have to be someone who's around 14 or 15 years old now. Oh, so that's Rafa. This is just a guess, but I believe I know someone who fits the bill. This is also explained the strange behavior. This is the child who was born to Dirk and Queen Amara 15 years ago. All those strange statements she kept making. Now they all make sense. Prosecutor Salmati, may I ask you something? Of course, your benevolence. It's only a yokai, but watch Athena saying some monster while she's Literally a psychologist. Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. I've been meaning to ask you this since yesterday. Did you know about Queen Amara? And about me? Exclamation mark. From where did you hear such a thing? From Mother. And only yesterday. Rifa was carrying on about telling the truth to the people. So I told her what the truth really was. For it is up to a mother to discipline her child. I see. I cannot accept this. Is something the matter, your benevolence? Queen Amara is lying. It makes no sense. Queen Amara would not have killed my father. Okay, now it makes sense. Why? Why did this happen? Oh, just as we were finally reunited with her real mother. That's what she meant. Oh, Queen Amara. Now I see, Nayuta, why you do what you're told. The other child born to Dirk and Queen Amara was... Hold it! Mr. Justice. Oh! Time's up. I believe I know what you're about to say, but I cannot allow you to name an innocent soul as the child of terrible sinners. They also backseats a lot between English version of DD and the original version because baby translators are like, oh, American can't think by themselves. You mean the consult mechanic? When they say backseat, like I admit that Dual Destiny is quite easier compared to this game. That they gave me hint that send me into the proper direction, but after all, simply revealing this information endanger who you've been trying to protect. I think this should make it clear that what I'm talking about. This is the chink in your armor, the reason why you fear for your sibling's reputation.